In mist and shadows, talons of wild chaos eclipse Iliana's purple moon. Cauldrons hide precious moments awaiting for the final prune. Under its golden glow, the white light calls and cries. Those gifted with darkness will return when their vessels die. A tale of three misty domains that may or may not prevail. Ancient evil holds endless weight, yet their ropes are old and frail. Alrighty, and on that note, welcome to Dining in Barovia! Yay!
Barovia.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from Darkon
Oh,
now.
now.
Oh yeah.
Soon, soon. Well, you're gonna be very pleased going back home. No, I'm joking. and a stream to die for on our Rollers of Fate channel. Like always, we are the Rollers of Fate. I am Cisco Blanco, your DM and host. And without further ado, let's introduce our awesome players, starting with Julia.
Hello, I'm Yulia. I play Saphira, a wood elf moon druid. She is currently not very thrilled for having to share her moonstone with Strahd, but let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I'll
Alright.
pass it to Tom.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Tom. I'm playing Sway with Phantom Rogue. I'm passing to Martin.
Hello, I'm Martin, and we are playing Real. We are a Vidalkin chemistry wizard. And yeah, we are fine.
We are, yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know what you mean. I will pass it to Bas.
Hail, I'm Baz. I am playing a war turtle. No, Bloodwick turtle.
Yeah. Bit of both.
Yeah, I'm a dampfire, and I love to bite things and suck blood.
Amazing. All right, and I think Mo, please go ahead.
I am Mo, and I am playing Cabal, a blood hunter. No, actually not Goliath anymore. A Yuan-Ti. Well, things happened last session, and he's now different once again. So stay tuned for that, and pass it back to you, Cisco.
All right. Oh, no. Okay. So like, what should I do? Actually, if you could do your little introductions then as well, if you're cool with that, and then
The announcements?
I'll do the recap after that, Mo.
Okay.
It's okay with you.
That's okay. Just a heads up, Neil's not here at the moment. He'll be away for a couple of weeks. He's just taken some vacation time. Hopefully we can get him back safe when he returns back from all this kind of COVID fiasco. So until then, there will not be any Lilith, but she'll be there in spirit and in Cisco's embodiment. And apart from that, I just have a few announcements as always. Anyone that's new to the stream, you can find this video or anything that we live stream immediately on our Twitch channel, which is at rollers_of_fate. And and our VODs are immediately available a day after on our YouTube channel, which is in the same link, which is rollers_of_fate, where you will find all our videos of our previous games from both this Dining in Barovia and our Candlekeep Mysteries, the Seal Pages of Fergla, which airs on Tuesdays, where both Cisco and I played both DM, and we also have another different set of heroes as well. Those who want to send us any fan art or send us any messages, please send it to rollersoffatednt@gmail.com. And finally, we have a Twitter channel, which is rollers_of_fate_dnt, where you can catch up on our up-to-date news about our games as well as D&D, other D&D related news. And last but not least, this campaign is a bit dark and can be kind of gory, so it is for just to do a viewer discretion. Viewer discretion is basically advised, and that's about it. Back to you, Cisco.
All right, amazing. Thank you again, sir. And yeah, you guys all that. So I'll do a little recap and we'll get on with it. Let me just put something fitting. Oh yes, little nursery rhyme. So just for you guys who are not familiar with our stream, or it could be your first time watching us, I'll give you a little bit of what is happening. So our heroes have returned to sunny Barovia. In order to return home, they have made a deal with Strahd Bonzarovich involving Saphira's soul to be returned to him somehow and reincarnated on another girl called Gertruda, who is majorly in love with Strahd and wants to be his bride forever. To do so, they will be doing a ritual and splitting this moonstone that is empowering Barovia with the light, sunny light, and making vampires resistant to sand and making the land more fertile and flourishing more than ever. And on the last session, our heroes encountered Tara Red and Lyra Green once more from Demon Liu, the hags who tricked them and used their memories and did all these things to them, and they finally encountered them. But they were not alone. They were with another two local hags from Barovia, Regina Pespai and Gladys Snakecake. They claimed to believe that Sibylna rules Barovia and knew that the heroes killed their leader Morgantha. That was pretty true. And now they follow Isabetta Morag instead, this hag that lives in the Bone Grinder at the moment, and the heroes met her in Barovia. She was very sweet and helpful and give them discount price potions and so on. And that's the one who they follow at the moment. Tara and Lyra tried to trade memories with our heroes, but Cabal disagreed and threw Hesher into the side in order to protect him and get him out of the fray. But by doing that, he upset these little teacup displacer beasts and cats that were there, and their owners retaliated. The foreign hags use abilities from Lonely and Hungry. The tiny Lyra stretched her mouth and engulfed Cabal's head until he enlarged himself, propelling her away. Sway trapped her inside his bag of holding, but Lyra broke free using her harpoon weapon arm that Lonely was using before. Lilith brought evil closer to death and healed as needed. An invisible Sway wounded Grated with many surprise attacks. Bloodwick beat with his vampire fans in his raging bear form, and Real used a legendary fireball, counterspell to impossible, and was pretty much untouchable. Giant Cabal Blood Spear pierced merciless, but the witches team up against him as he fell. The dead witches turn into undead, doing from the golden star that is shining in the sky at the moment, the golden tear, the king's tear they call it, and it's actually in Barovia too. And Cabal, as he died, resurrected using his dark gift of reincarnation into his new UNT body. Lyra and Tara teleported away very alive, leaving the cauldron behind, and the outsiders used this opportunity to throw this crown and mask in the cauldron, breaking the enchantment and cursing the sisters into new monstrous bodies forever. The heroes regained their lost attributes and memories and befriended some cute felines. Somewhere far away, Lara White and her frost giant prince were reunited and will live happily ever after. Meanwhile, in Castle Ravenloft, young Strahd takes a sip from a wine goblet as he says, "It has been 34 days since I brought them to my land. My love will be mine forever. Barovia is changing, the dawn of a new era, perhaps a second chance. Yet I wonder, is it the beginning or is it the end?" And our camera moves. Actually, let me change the music for this because this is something. Mm. Yeah, I think this one is perfect. Nope. Sorry, guys. My apologies. Yeah, that's the one. Our camera moves to the edge of the castle. As you look down, the camera looks down, you see Barovia, you see the whole land. You are right in the edge of the garden, standing, looking through this balcony. As you look down, there is thousands of feet falling down into mist. Saphira, you are somehow in your best ever memory. The memory that he has kept you going all this time, that memory of happiness. What would that memory be? What is Saphira's more happy memory ever? The one that she was ever happiest in her life?
It would be her sitting on a large branch in a tall tree with birds and squirrels and other snow white kind of creatures around her, watching down on her village and her people just going about their day, enjoying the wind on her face and just watching her family.
Your family is there. Once more, your mother comes to you. Are you okay, my dear? You are lost in the wind once more. Don't worry, everything is going well. And as you look at this beautiful tree that you are sitting on with the branches and these beautiful blue skies, all the vegetation, the forest is thriving. It's your best time. And as you look down towards your village, you see all these people doing work in different ways. The village itself is full of life, and you just feel like you could stay here forever. However, the wind keeps moving faster. You feel cold, even though it's midsummer and it's the warmest day ever. You feel like for a second, like as your mother looks at you, you see your hair, she sees your own hair is moving backwards, like almost like in a flow, that you are falling. And for a second you realize you are tucked away in a memory. You are not there. Your body is falling. And as you awake from this beautiful memory, you realize you are plummeting down thousands of feet into the mist. As you look up quickly, you realize that you just jumped, you just falling, you are falling down into your death. What do you do, Saphira?
I would like to try and wild shape into an eagle.
As you try to wild shape quickly, you realize that you are nearly touching the floor. You try to wild shape into an eagle, and your powers just... It's taking time, it's going too fast, the floor is approaching. You just see it, the floor coming as your wings start to spread, but you are rotating. As an eagle, your body is rotating. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
As you see the castle thousands of feet up, and you can feel that you are just gonna hit the floor now. And with an 11, even though your eagle wings are much faster than you, things don't work, and you can see it. What is Saphira's think just before she hits the floor? What is the last thing that you think of?
Her village and her people dying as she wasn't able to save them.
And as you start thinking that and trying to go back to that moment just for one more second, trying to reach out for life in your eagle form, your wings rotating, then you feel arms. You hear a whoosh, huge wings, like almost like a red dragon creature. But then as you're being held by its arms, you realize they are not dragon arms. They are human human hands. They have a slightly longer nail, white skin, and you see these huge wings on this creature, and you realize this creature is Strahd von Zarovich. He just flew off all the way down, and he's just holding you in his arms as you are there in your eagle form. In the moment he touches you, your wild shape just stops, and you are back to yourself. You realize that he's used some of his ability. You don't know how he's done this, but you are you, and Strahd is holding you and flying you up towards the tower back after he saved you. He looks at you and says, "What are you doing?"
Am I aware if this is still a memory?
At this point, you are fully aware that this is not a memory. As you look in the sky, you are nighttime, and you realize you have your sleeping gown on. You don't remember how you got here, but you do know that this is real. This is not a dream. This is not a memory. You just throw yourself down the cliff, attempting to kill yourself.
I look up at Strahd.
He's got this angry kind of not angry, but you can see that he's completely speechless.
I'm not sure how this happened. I was dreaming. I was dreaming of my tribe, and then I fell. And he can see she's confused and not sure what happened.
Why? Why are you doing this, Tatiana? We could be so happy. Why do you want to ruin this? How many years have you gonna punish me for? And as you try to look for Tatiana, there is only you and Strahd as he flies you up.
I can't sense Tatiana. May I ask, what's your history with her? Why, after all this time, you still want to be with her?
The day I saw her, my whole life changed upside down. I felt like I wasted my life away in the wars, fighting, while my brother was there, happy, with her, worshipping, praying, and she didn't love me, she loved him. It was okay at first, but I knew we had a connection. She knew as well. And I had to do it. That was the only way I could be who I am now. I wanted to look after her forever. And forever, for me to achieve that, I had to do it. But then she didn't want me. This is the only way I can achieve happiness, is to be with her. Will you blame me? Have you ever loved anyone?
Not like this. I love my family, but I suppose I can understand. You'd do anything to make sure they're safe?
Yes, I built this castle for them. Everything was meant to be for them. Then my father died. My mother died, father. And it was only me and Sergei left, and her. But I knew we had to be together, and that was the only way. I couldn't look after her forever after, unless I was forever living or unliving. And at this point, you are just being placed on this balcony, and he, just like his wings, just vanish and go inside his own body. And you see on his face fear. You don't know Strahd. You've never really seen him, but you can see on this man's face, all you see is fear, true fear. He's completely shaken. Please, come in. And he opens this balcony window, like glass window, as he ushers you towards a room.
I will go in.
As you enter this room, you see there is like a beautiful double bed with like a 4-poster bed. Red, burgundy, dark burgundy, beautiful material, like almost silk bed covers, and this whole room looks like a fairy tale room. Like there is this beautiful mirror, vanity, and all these different furniture, sofas. And he says, "You must sleep. And if it's okay, will you be okay if I keep an eye on you? I can't have you killing yourself before the day comes. It's best if you stay here, where I can watch you."
Could I join my companions? Maybe ask them to keep an eye on me? It's a very beautiful room, but don't feel comfortable.
Make a persuasion check. As you see his face, it's like, I'll give you
That's not gonna
advantage
go well.
because you have because who you are, shall I say?
Okay.
You see Strahd's face, his eyebrow kind of rises, just one. Okay. But Escher will go with you. He can keep an eye. There is only one way out. I don't know how you escaped that room and why, but this cannot keep going. You have to control Tatiana. I know she doesn't want to be with me, but she has no choice. And he just shouts, "Rahadin!" You don't hear anyone. There is no one there. You are alone in... But suddenly, after a minute, this elf just runs into the room. He's got black hair. You recognize him. He was the same elf. He's the chamberlain of the castle. He introduced himself to you. Well, roughly, he didn't really even look at you, but he took you from the tower where the heart was back to your room. And he looks at you. "Let's go."
Before I go, I turn to Strahd, and I kind of gently place my hand on his arm and
His
say,
shoulder is so cold.
"I know you saved me because of Tatiana, but thank you." And I
Well,
leave. Oh,
it's okay. It's the least I can do. You are my guest, after all. I'm a good host. Sleep well.
thank you.
And the door bangs. As the door closes, you realize how ugly he is. And then what you hear following that is things breaking in the room. All these noises, a mirror being crushed. And Rahadin looks back, looks at you.
I look at him.
"Are you happy what you're doing to my master? You're breaking him. You outsiders are all the same." And he just starts walking so far away from you that you're like a few meters away at this point. As you're about to answer, if you were going to answer, you will realize that you will have to almost raise your voice quite high because he's just going. And as you go through all these different spiral staircase, you enter the room where your friends sleep. You see a bed. You realize as well you have been given some extra dimensional space somehow. This room has enlarged itself. And as you look down the bed, you see Cabal on his new snaky form, sleeping on the bed. There is unusual beasts and cats that meow to you as you enter the room. And you make your way towards your room. For a second, you see Lilith, kind of like as usual, immobile. You know she's meditating or unwinding. And you enter your room. And it's this beautiful bed with green coloration curtains, green duvet. This beautiful bed with curtains, and you are there.
I will go closer to the bed and investigate it, see if I can tell, I don't know, if I can find any clues to what happened.
Yeah, you have a look around, and all seems your bed is being unmade, so you were there sleeping. You remember going to sleep. You remember your friends leaving, and you, with this cauldron, there was some hacks, and then for a second, you were back at home, and you were in that memory. You have been in that memory for hours, you think. It feels just like if you were tucked away in that memory, while someone else, you know who, was controlling your body.
Okay.
For a second, you hear a voice within yourself. Please, you can't do this to me. Why? Please help me. I can marry him. I can marry this monster. Live forever with him. Please, I don't deserve this.
I think back in my head. I don't think I have a choice. How could I help you? How can we help you?
You must do something. You can't let me go inside. There is always a choice. Promise me that you won't stop me next time. I have to die. I can't be with him. I'd rather be there 1,000 lifetimes. To feel his arms grabbing me, the monster that killed the love of my life, my Sergei. He was so good to me at first. I thought he was gonna be a good brother-in-law. And then he killed him. In front of me, he drank his blood. He turned into a monster. Which kind of person are you?
I'm sorry to hear that, Tatiana. However, I will not let you kill me in the process. I'm sorry. I will do my best to help you, but I'm not allowing you to kill us both.
Okay, I understand. And as she says that, you feel the room itself is just so cold, almost like as you breathe in, smokes come out of your mouth as you exhale, like a fog. And for a second, you see from your own body, slowly this spirit kind of pulls away, and she stands there and sits on the chair looking at you. You see this woman, like bluish kind of skin, like almost like a vision, like she's not here. It's like ethereal, almost incorporeal, and she's wearing this beautiful wedding gown, and she just sits on the chair. And as she sits on the chair, she vanishes, and you feel her back inside you.
Would I know how that happened or why?
You've never seen her coming out of you like that? But I guess you, at this point, you probably think that she can somehow, but not permanently. Otherwise, she would just have left your body instead of doing this. Maybe she can do that for a little bit.
Okay. I guess Saphira would just kind of sit on the bed cross-legged and also start meditating, trying to just reconnect with herself.
All right. And as you meditate and think of everything that has happened, before you notice, you hear little chirpings of birds. The day is starting, and you realize that the sun is rising. Beautiful morning. Cabal, as you are in the bed, you reach out for your legs just to scratch your knee, unaware. And as you go to scratch your leg, you remember that you don't have legs anymore. It just feels like they are there. For a second, it scares you. You're thinking, shit. And you wake up as the sun starts caressing your face.
I will.
You see, yeah? Go on, sorry.
I will look down, see the. I feel kind of. I guess. Very abnormal in the sense that my structure of my body is changed. So you see him kind of coiled up, you could say, and then he does reach down, and then with realization, just shit. And looks around the room. Do I see everyone there?
You see all these doors that were not there the night before. Well, they were there when you went to sleep, but they were not there when you first entered this room. There is few doors, and you know that they lead to some extra dimensional space that has been created there for you. And you have all these doors, and each door holds one of your friends. You hear movement outside. You know that there is this little loungy area.
Do I know
And
which one Real is in?
You know Real is on the... Which door color will Real have? Because these rooms have been designed to your liking. Which color is Real's door? That's for Real to decide.
Normally it would be blue, but I guess with Azaline's thing, it's probably purplish.
Yeah. So you know he's there on the purplish.
I'm going to slither
Door.
my way towards that door.
The door is locked and
I'm going
barred.
to open the door.
No, it's not. It's unlocked.
Yeah, as you try to
There
open
is
the
like
door,
a
the
big
door is locked.
burrow, like something is behind the door, so nothing can enter because there is a snake outside.
Then I will use my tail, and I'll use the rattle of my tail to hit against the door.
You hear a scream from inside. Stay away!
Open the door, Real. It is Cabal.
We're not ready. I'm naked.
Who are you with?
What do you mean?
You said we.
I mean, it's just because we are a group, right? It's we. Naked here inside. Give me 5 minutes.
Don't go back to sleep.
Oh,
You hear me slither away, and I'll go I'll go to everyone's door. Sway has a door as well.
Yeah, you see Sway. Sway, which color is your door?
My door would be gray.
You have this gray door in this bedroom where you are. You got a note as you arrived to the room to sleep. There was a note there saying that your father is on his way. He should arrive today.
The
And
castle.
you, yes, and you are looking forward to see Father Lucian once more.
Of course.
But you're hearing some kind of noises outside your room.
I'm just
Real's voice. and
slithering.
Cabal.
I'm just slithering around my whatever. And you said there's a communal room, right?
Yeah, there is like a communal area, and then you have that is actually the communal area is your main room. That is your
Okay.
bedroom, Cabal. That was the original one that was there.
Mm.
And then all these new doors, and then there is a lounge that is outside, separate as well.
All right, I'll just go to the lounge and I'll just kind of there, and I'm just going to be like,
Yeah, as you go to the lounge, Escher is there, sitting down on a chair, waiting.
I'm going to. Is there like a long sofa
Shakes his
there?
head. Yeah, there is like one of those commodity sofas, like the ones that are like from the French times, those ones that people used to sit to talk. That is like two sofas connected, like with a one communal middle area, and there is all these different seats on it. It's like a large sofa.
I'm gonna occupy both the seats with my long tail. I'm just gonna go sit down, and I'm gonna lie, because I don't have any feet. My tail's got to go somewhere, so it's gonna go on the rest of the other sofa. So I'm just going to just there, and I'm just going to kind of just stare at Escher and hiss at him from time to time.
Yeah, you realize he's playing cards on his own there. He's got some beverage, and you aren't sure how long he's been there. And he's looking at you like without saying anything, but you can see on his eyes that he's so shocked, but he's just being very polite and he's not really saying anything. He was asleep when your transformation happened, and you guys had a talk about this already before you went to sleep, but he just keeps looking at you like,
Is there
Word or so?
something on
Sorry.
my face?
Well, you are quite a number, I have to say, in your new form.
I am still Cabal.
I know, it's just you really are a marvel to behold.
This is a temporary effect, I assure you. Once I return, I will get this fixed.
So right, I've organized some breakfast to come, so she'll be here shortly. Have you changed your diet now? Do you want? What do you feel like eating?
I just keep every moment, every little while, my tongue will just come out without me even controlling it. It's just,
Oh no!
and I'll just like, just bring me whatever. I'll see, but I feel I am capable of eating anything. And I'll unhinge my jaw a little bit, and then put it back.
He just looks at you like he gulps, and you see him like he swallows the tea and just whatever he's drinking, he just takes a sip of it. And after he does, you see his lips are very red, and you assume it's probably blood. Kind of lick his lips.
All right.
And the camera moves to Bloodwick's room. And you were given a bed, Bloodwick, but you were also given the choice to sleep upside down if you wanted. So there is been some kind of hooks arranged as well. In your room, you have a hook to sleep upside down, hanging like a bird, like a bat. How will have Bloodwick slept? Will he have used the bed, or will he have been sleeping upside down in this hanging? Your choice, Buzz. Are you there, Buzz? So I see you, but I don't hear you. Maybe to connect and reconnect. All right, I think Buzz might be having some sound issues, so yeah, we'll get back to him in a second. Oh, yeah, he's back. Say something. I see that we're not hearing you. Just give us a shout. Just try to see. Just maybe restart your computer or something. I don't know. Just give us a shout when you're there. We'll do that scene, okay? Meantime, once more, Sway, what are you doing this morning? What is your morning routine?
I just woke up on Cabal's talking to Rail. I woke up to that.
Okay.
And then he banged the door as well when it goes going.
Yeah, tonight the voices in your head haven't been talking so much. They are not really voices, they are ghosts. As you look around yourself, you see different spirits that just live with you. You have got used to it in the last few days that this has been happening. And
can you guys get this turned around when I'm changing my clothes? I mean, please.
Different spirits, humanoids, elves, creatures you've killed, all they are around you.
Yes, I'm just kind of trying to be kind of ironic with regards to them. That's why I'm saying, can you please at least turn around? And then I'm just gonna get out of the bed, and as I step on the floor. There is like you imagine a cloud of smoke coming, and then I stand up, and each step I make, there is like a cloud of smoke coming from below me.
Yeah. And
I'm not sure what it means yet, but I slept well. I don't know. I'm just gonna put the clothes on and come out.
Okay.
Okay, let's go, guys.
All these different cacophony of voices just follow you, and they just
I'm trying
around you.
I'm just like, after having them already for a while, I'm kind of not to get irritated. I'm trying to get used to them and just kind of talking to them like they are real creatures being there, even though they are.
Yeah, they agree with you, they sign, but lots of the times, the majority of them, in the moment they can't, they cannot touch you, but they try. Some of them go through your neck, some of them try to, sometimes you wake up with different noises as they throw things on the floor, and they all really hate you and will kill you if they had a chance, but they can't anymore. And you come out of the room, and Cabal is not in his bed anymore. And you see all these rooms around you.
So I'm just gonna head
You have a living area, you know that.
I'm just gonna head to the communal area to see if there's anyone there, if Cabal is there, or if I'm hungry as well.
Okay, as you head towards that area, Bloodwick, is your sound issues okay now?
Should be. You hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we can hear you. So, did you hear me what I was describing on the room?
Yeah, I'll be hanging upside down.
Okay, I had a suspicion you might be. um, answering to Martin's question, yes, you do.
No.
But yeah, you're hanging upside down, and you feel that there is sunny outside. That is something that you don't like, since you are in this new form. Even though the sun doesn't really affect you in any way, it doesn't make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But you're feeling thirsty. The hunger is there again. You feel this rumbling in your stomach. It's not a hunger like you used to feel before.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a new way of hunger. It just feels like an addiction. Like when you really need something.
Yeah.
And what do you do this morning? You are inside the castle. You know your friends are very likely to be outside. But sometimes it's hard, As you look at them, you see their pulsating veins and they almost look translucent at times, and you see their blood pumping.
I creep out of the room.
All right. As you open your door. Mm-hmm.
To see if anyone's around.
Yeah, you make your way through and you see there is all your friends except Real.
Mm.
They are just like Cabal is leaning on the sofa, Sway is there talking to Escher, this blonde vampire that happens to look like Tom Cruise in Interview with a Vampire, very, very much. And he's sitting there with them. And Real, what are you doing this morning as you woke up?
Yeah, I'm just making sure I have my mage armor on because
Okay.
there are monsters around, and just telling Azaleen, like, look, Azaleen, let's not kill my friends because we need them, right?
My name is not Azaleen.
Well, what is it?
Darkalus.
Oh.
Darkalus Rex. That's my name.
But you are like a copy of him. Like a spare.
Copy? What do you mean a copy?
I mean, that's what we were told. We told us that,
Don't
he made
believe the
copies.
devil. That disgusting monster. Why you believe what comes out of his mouth? It's only lies. Stupid Vanzarovich.
Okay, so are you the original or are you?
Of course I'm the original.
Oh, okay. Well, don't kill my friends because we need them to get out of here. And
they are important for the mission as well.
And then once we get out of here, we can talk.
That sounds good to me.
We're still going to kill Strahd, right?
I will definitely love that. It's part of the mission. Yes.
Okay.
We have to kill him.
Okay, that's good. All right,
we have to stop him. This going back to Darkon is not safe for us.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
I don't know what is gonna happen when I go back there.
I mean, people wouldn't realize. They wouldn't know. It's not obvious. Would they be able to tell?
I won't be able to control you while I'm there. It scares me.
Oh, but we have the same goals, right? If the original Azaleen, if the other Azaleen is there, we kill him, right? Or not?
Well, we are not really complying to what is happening there, are we? Why do we care about the domains?
Well, because people live in the remains, and if we don't stop it, other people will come to stop it, and they might try to stop us. So if we do the job, people won't come. And then when we come out, we'll be like heroes, and they'll give us riches and power.
That's only material things. We care about knowledge.
Yeah, but then
Spreading,
with
being
material,
stronger.
we can buy knowledge.
I like your thinking. I'll tell you more, but destroying the blood on the altar, that must not happen.
But that will stop the darkness.
The targets will not spread until Bansarovich dies. I'm not sure anymore. This is not my plan. I might have my own interests as well.
Okay.
I want to live forever.
Yeah,
We have to work on that.
Sure. It seems that you're doing okay with the book, right?
Yes, thanks to you, we've learned so many new spells. Something we couldn't do otherwise.
Do you think that there's some more spells in Strahd's library?
That sounds like a great idea.
Hmm.
We could find a spell book. Then we will know all the spells he knows. Oh,
That would
yes.
be amazing.
Well done,
Anyway,
Real.
we probably should get out before they realize that something's happening. And
yes, it's good.
I'm going to slowly open the door and see where the snake is, and just squeeze to the opposite side of the room.
Yeah, as you do, you open the door like kind of like tiptoeing, kind of like, and then you not realize that Cabal's bedroom is empty, and you see the door on the lounge that is slightly open, and you hear voices. Your friends are there.
Okay, I'll go there, and I look at Sway and say, like, "Who are your friends?"
Good morning, girl.
Hi. What? There's the dead people around you.
Yeah, you see, Real is able to see your spirits, and as you look around, Real, you see creatures that you recognize. You recognize all these different souls. You even recognize that phone that you actually fought.
Yeah,
the
you know,
little
I'm
one,
just-
Druid.
I'm just so awesome. They just keep following me. What can I do?
Are they friendly? Like, we don't have to like kill them or anything. It's like, hello. I will say hi to them.
No, they are very dead already.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry. They just keep harassing and annoying me.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, good morning, Saphira. Good morning, Cabal.
Yeah, Saphira, you made your way as well in the morning. You were one of the first ones to wake up as you need less rest than everyone. And you were there as well, doing your things, and you eventually make your way out. You have joined as well your group, and you're all there with Escher.
And good morning, Boldblick. How are we this morning?
I woke you up many minutes ago. Why
It was
are
like
you
2
the
minutes. It was like 2 minutes
one
ago.
here?
It's like, what? I think your change has interfered with the telling of time. I have a watch. Look, and I know that it was about 2 minutes ago. I'm super fast, and yeah,
Super fast.
I mean,
You're the last one here.
well, because I
got-
have to like get more ready. Like I have like these clothes. Like has have like lots of layers.
I'll get closer to him.
What's happening?
Is your head bigger?
No, my head is my normal size. I'm pretty sure. And I hide my hands.
Okay. Never mind. Asha, what do you have planned for us today?
You did mention there was a library that we might be able to like check up.
Is Escher Stop playing the
Yes.
cards.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to your friends. My apologies. I
Are
thought
you
you
not
were
our
asking
friends?
me.
I thought you were my
Well,
friend.
we are friends as well, but I thought you were talking to your other companions and friends. My apologies. I was miles away.
No, you're right
Well,
there.
You wish.
yes, you're very right. You know, you're getting to know me already, Sway. I wish I was miles away. Yes.
Could you take us to the library?
Sure. Yes, we could do that. But it's just wait for breakfast as well, right?
Is breakfast going to be here, or are we going to to the dining room?
What would you prefer?
Is the library on the way to the dining room?
Well, to go on the library is very likely the master. Actually, he might be sleeping lately. He some days wake up and goes out during the day on the sun. Other days he just stays in bed. I'll have to check to make sure that he's all right with it. But yeah, why not?
Then we
I'm
will.
just gonna.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Go
sorry.
on, go on,
Go.
go on, go on.
No, you go. You go.
No, go on. And then I'll go after.
I was just gonna say that I just stand up and I start to make my way towards the doors, and I'm just gonna turn around and say, "You look so hungry, Cabal. I'm just gonna go down to the dungeons to get you a couple of rats, okay?" And I'm gonna leave.
What?
And I'm gonna get you a couple of rats. Just like, what are you eating now?
Yeah. Even you don't need to go to very far away. As you've been in this room already, you were aware that in the wardrobe where the clothes is and stuff, there is always a couple of rats there. And
Yeah, I was just
you,
being more than anything. I was just being sarcastic because Cabal was picking on me before. So I know he doesn't need to eat rats. He can eat normal food.
yeah,
So I'm just gonna go for a walk while the breakfast is done, like just through the corridors.
okay, yeah, you start doing that, and I leave the rest of your friends there. And after a second, Asher says, "All right, so should we have dinner downstairs then? Like, breakfast?
Why
And
don't
we can go
you?
to the library afterwards. I have to check with the master to make sure he's not there."
Why don't you go to the master while we have breakfast now? That way, once we are done, you may take us to the library.
All right, so that sounds like a good idea as well. So let's do that then. So you guys stay here. I will send you breakfast, and I'll check with the master, and then I'll come in a while. Is that all right? Or you
Sounds like a
wanna
good
you
idea.
won't know what it is. Well, actually, Sway, you can take them to the. You are aware where the dining room is, right?
Yes.
So if I leave you with them, you can take them there, and I'll just inform the master that you want to check the library. All right,
Sounds good.
and he leaves.
So, well, we have 2 days until he looks at towards Saphira until Strahd decides to separate you from Tatiana.
Yes, we do.
What's the plan? Is there a plan?
I look around at everyone.
I mean, library, maybe. I mean, maybe the Morning Lord's Chapel might have something interesting. I can always leave the bones of St. Andrew there and it will make it holy or, consecrate it back.
Sure. Sounds like a good enough plan, but I'm more concerned about this deadline that we have and what's going to happen. We know already that nothing will ever fix the situation that he is in. He is cursed in this land that he rules. His rule is only... He is fixated with his love, which he will never have. So no matter what happens with you, Saphira, and this separation, it's not going to do any good once he figures out that he cannot have her once again. And I believe he may turn on us out of anger. I have this, and I pull out the vial of blood, and I kind of show it around, and I can see that I show it towards Bloodwick.
I grab it off him and drink it.
Yup, I will not let
You already drank one of those.
you. I will not let you. I will use one of my additional limbs to stop him from grabbing
you
it.
have 4 arms, so yeah, he comes towards it in order to take it, but with your 4 arms, before he can get any closer, you are like there stopping him with one hand while you're putting the little vial somewhere else.
Yes, I'll say this is too important to drink. You can ask Ash or someone else to offer them you blood or their blood.
Give me your blood. It looks tasty.
It's probably cold.
It might taste like boba tea.
Why don't you just have the rat that I brought? I brought one for you, one for Kawao.
Fine. I'll take the rat and bite it on its neck and suck the blood out.
I will.
Yeah, you do.
I will take the
Scorching.
rat and I'll break its neck, and then I'll unhinge my hair or my mouth, and I'll just swallow it all. Like a
Wow.
snake does.
All right,
I heard they are more tasty if they are alive.
Saphira, Real, and Sway, you can make a Constitution saving throw to hold the vomit, please. As you
I
see
don't.
these two creatures doing this, you are used to it, I guess. Sway, you feel okay with this, if you say so. So yeah, Real, for a second, it kind of comes up, and then a tiny bit of you manage to hold it, and you're okay. But it's not a very beautiful thing to watch. And you look around.
Why am I next to Kabal? I'm not next to Kabal. Hold on. I'm over there.
You look around and you see all these little creatures around. There is 2 cats and 2 of these that I have to show you the picture because they are the cutest things ever.
Oh,
So I'll
look
put
at
it
them.
on the screen there. Yeah. So that's one of your. There is 2 little teacup displacer beasts that are the size of cats, but they look like this. One of them is gray and it's got like an eye missing and is much thinner than this one. And this one is black fur and slightly more well nourished and healthy than the other one. And they are there, just kind of like looking around to you.
Oh, you have one eye. I will call you Cyclops.
I'll pick it up and break its neck. No, I'm joking.
No!
As you say, you'll call him Cyclops. He says to you, in Sylvan that you actually understand. My name is Holloway,
But Cyclops is such a cooler name.
but that's not my name.
But it's cooler.
No.
No?
It's not
Okay.
cooler. Cyclops Holloway, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
And the other one takes the opportunity to say, my name is Midnight.
Midnight salary.
Sorry, my apologies. It's not midnight. It's
Midday?
Sorry, I forgot my name.
Sorry. Nightshade. My apologies. It's Francisco. I'm not looking at my notes. I'm just saying it. Nightshade and Holloway. And I'll give a point of inspiration. Who knows what those names come from?
Midnight.
Surnames, shall I say? So
Uh,
one is Nightshade and the other one is Holloway.
is it D&D related?
No.
Nightshade and Holloway.
Yep.
Shit. Nightshade. Holloway. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, no, it's no worries. It's just a silly reference. I just like it so much. All right, and they are there, and they say that to you, and
You
Sway.
speak cat? Real?
Sylvan.
Can you speak cat?
They speak Sylvan.
Do you who else speaks Sylvan apart from Lilith as well? I mean, who speaks Elvish? Because Sylvan is
speak
very
Elvish,
similar.
actually.
It's
Okay.
very similar to anyone who speaks Elven will roughly understand Sylvan. It's kind of
Okay,
like
we had it the other session as well.
yeah. It
Last
sounds
session,
like
something okay.
in my mind, even though it's not true, it's like Latin and Italian. You know, so you understand roughly. You don't understand everything they say, but you understand roughly what they mean when they speak. So it's like all Latin and Italian, let's say. So if you guys speak also Saphira, you understand them as well. Bloodwick, do you speak Elven?
No, I only speak common.
All right. Okay.
Or if I understood,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say. Oh, what was the name? Nightshade, and the other one was
Cyclops. Cyclops
Holloway.
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 Cyclops Holloway.
Nightshade, Holloway. You guys want some mangiare?
They both kind of like look at you and nod their yes, we are hungry as well.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna go and get some food.
I thought you were gonna take us to the kitchen, to the food we're gonna eat with you.
Actually, where are we gonna eat? All of us. Are we eating here? Or we...
We have to.
You remember you were told that you could either eat there or in the dining room, your choice. But then in the end, you told Escher that you were happy to take them to the dining room while he was checking if the library was available.
I had a quick question out of character in terms of the game mechanics. So this stopwatch real thing has, right? It's supposed to stop time. That's one ability. And then he also has the ability to go back in time. Right?
It's two different things.
It's two different
So
things.
one is two different things. So one is the time stop thingy that he can do once, and then at the same time he's got access to a portal, a key that is on his skin as well that opens a portal.
And I can just open any door and make it a portal, I think.
So we should use that opportunity to go back. I know you mentioned that we should do that while we're fighting Strahd, but I guess if we just go and do that and return back, that way, when we if we do fight Strahd, then that means we would then we can stop time in mid-battle then, and if we have to have a long rest, then we can have a long rest or whatever it is we can do with that. We don't have to do both of them at the same time, right?
I think you do, because the time stop only last for a short time, but if we go back, if you're not there, like the time block doesn't go through because we come back to the same time. You know what I mean? If the time stop only lasts for like, let's say 12 seconds, if we leave there, we're not there, and when we come back within the next 12 seconds, no time has passed.
But you're
So we can
saying
go
if
the
we go
out.
back in time and then come back, then time would have passed.
Yeah, if I time stop and then we try to do a long rest, it won't work because after 12 seconds the time will resume.
Okay,
We have to time stop, then go back in time, have the long rest in the past, and then come back to the same time that we left, where there is another 6 seconds left from the time stop.
Okay, I got you. All right.
That was my understanding.
Yeah, you are correct.
Then that means that we need to find the sword here somewhere. Then we need to find the location of the sword here.
We know the location, we just don't know where it is.
And I'm so
Right.
scared to mention it to anyone, but we need to get to the crypt or the mausoleums or something. I don't know.
I mean, Cyrus says it was in the ground floor, but I don't really trust him because he tried to kill us. Whether there was some truth in the lie and it is around there, we don't know. But I don't really trust him. If we can find him again, maybe we can
Interrogate him.
scare him now that we're friends with Strahd. He might be scared of us.
What do we do today then? Apart from the library? What do you think?
I'm thinking we could leave the bones in the chapel if anything happens. There might be something we can maybe escape to if it's consecrating ground. Strahd might have a problem coming in there.
Or even any vampire?
Oh no! What about wood?
Yeah, no.
Ludwig.
That's interesting. I'd love to see. Okay, all right, let's do that. Yeah, we'll see where we kind of go from there as well. Yulia, did you want to attempt to murder Strahd to get back your stone, or to get it full back? Or?
Yes. Sorry, my mouth is full with food.
So she's actually eating.
We were waiting until you were masticating, and then we.
Yeah, you realized that on the way while Saphira was waiting for the food to come, she just opened her bag and started eating some ration. And she's like,
yeah, I saw you
away.
eating the rat, so I got hungry as well.
Okay, back into the game. Okay. So, all right. I'm just gonna wait until food arrives.
Okay. After a while, you are aware that you told Escher to send you the food here or not. Let's just say that whatever you didn't say but wanted to happen, it will happen. So after a while, as you don't go downstairs to eat, the food will be brought to you. And this huge tray of food comes. Also a couple of one bottle of this red liquid for blood week that you all know is blood. However, the person who brings it is this woman. I'll put a picture on Roll20 for you.
Oh no.
Yeah, and some of you, Lilith knows who that is. She's seen him before on the castle, and she was told that it was Cabal's mother, so she's aware of that. So Lilith, awkwardly as she enters, you see that Lilith looks down, kind of like super awkward, and Claudio starts to laugh. And you see this Goliath woman, like with a huge scar on the face, quite a presence to her. She's still wearing like a nice clothing, but there is kind of like a tribal thing going for her. She's got tattoos on her face as well, and she enters the room kind of like with authority.
Can I check if she notices Cabal's spear? I
mean, at this point, you are aware that she's not really too much, you know. I guess you kind of you all ascertain, or whoever knows who this is, that she hasn't been told who these people are, and she's not really fully aware of what's happening. She just looks around. I've been told to bring the food here, and she's got like this kind of like super deep voice. I'm not very good at making different women voices with deep voices, so she looks at all of you.
Oh, thank you.
puts
I'm
her
so
foot.
hungry.
Thank you very much.
That's okay. And Cabal, you for the description, this Goliath and all that, you 100% know this is very likely to be the person you were told that raised you and sacrificed herself to save you and all this thing and get you out of the land. And she, for a second, doesn't realize how you look, and then for a second you see she reacts as she noticed that the position you were sitting, she couldn't fully see the extent of your tail, and she just thought that you were some kind of a reptile, but she didn't realize you had a tail. When she realizes you have a tail, she kind of like stops for a second and looks at you.
Is there something on my face?
I've never seen a creature like you before. What are you? If I may ask, he says.
This species I am is called a Yuan-Ti. But I was not this yesterday. I was a Goliath yesterday.
A Goliath?
Similar
She
to
looks
you.
to the corner of the room. Would you have brought the spear with you?
Oh,
I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I will assume so. Up to you.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to.
it's with me.
She looks at the spear on the corner. How did you get that? That doesn't belong to you.
It belongs
This was meant for
to
a
my
warrior.
bloodline.
This belongs to the Ogulacano people. What makes you think it belongs to you? Who are you?
My name is
Um,
Cabal. And that spear chose me.
But this only a weapon worth it for a Barovian warrior. One chosen. Only from my bloodline.
I'm sorry, but he just told you that he didn't look like this yesterday.
As she says that, and you say that, she just realizes, and you can see that she's just been too long doing the wrong thing, you know. She's just been too long a chef, and she's a bit out of things. And she just, Walter, is that you?
That's another name that I was referred to before, but that is not my name. I am Cabal, a blood hunter from the Crimson Snow.
But you were once, Walter. I'm so proud of you. Look at you. You are a true warrior.
That is
The
what I've
Crimson
been
Snow?
told.
Is that your tribe? Are you the leader?
It's more of a faction, a brother sisterhood that we deal with other unworldly creatures. They hire us from time to time.
So the Spear of Caban chose you.
It seems so.
That's an honor. Your father would be so proud if he was here to see it.
I know that he would be proud, and I'm sure you are proud too. But I do not know you, and I do not know him.
That's alright. I made a choice a long time ago. I knew what would be better for you, and I chose that. And I'm living with my choices. I don't know you either anymore. But I'm glad to see what a great creature, worth it and proud you've become. So I assume you are here to take down Strahd.
Unsure. We have a greater goal.
Perhaps you are not Walter. Then, she says. And she puts the tray down.
Not all battles need to be done through bloodshed. There are other ways that I have learned through my life, through with these companions that are with me. We can deal with other situations in different ways.
You see all these scars on my body? Half of them.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can go back to work now.
She looks at you like with this kind of like face, like thunder on her face. I don't listen to you. You're not my master. No one is my master. That's what I was saying. All these scars on my body, they are from standing up, for not falling, for not kneeling on my knees. I'm still fighting even though my role, I left my tribe, I left everything just for this moment. I knew one day you will be the one who will bring the sun, who will bring change to the land. If you think that's the way to do it, making deals, perhaps you don't know Strahd Vanzarovich.
If you knew the entire situation, then you would know that there is greater evil around. I do not have time to tell you these situations. Do you have anything that could help us? What do you know of this place?
Well, I've been here for 30 years. I know the castle very well. I could help you. What are you looking for? What do you need?
I'll go next to her ear so no one can hear, especially Sway. And I'll whisper. Out of character, Rill, was or anyone? Is it the crypt of the? Well, I know what it looks like. It's a bone mausoleum.
The ossuary inside Revelov.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. The what?
Ossuary.
Also,
Yeah, estuary.
There is a wall of bones, there is a chandelier made of bones, a table of bones.
so I whisper that to her into her ear.
Where maybe he keeps his enemies, or enemies long forgotten.
Ossuary.
Oh, the ossuary. That room is mostly forbidden. It's on the servants' quarter, next to the Rahadin's office.
Rahadin's office. Rahadin.
It's where the kitchen is, where that's mongrel folk, stupid creatures' kitchen.
Mongrel folk. So he wasn't lying. Okay. What else do we need to know?
What are you looking there? What do you want from there? There is nothing there, just bones. Dragon bones. All the guards that once rebelled against Strahd on that day, on the wedding day. All their bodies and corpses, millions of adventurers, thousands, they're all there.
That is where we will find what we need. We must go there. Do you know a safe passage there?
I do. But I wasn't planning on going to the cells this week. I guess I am now. And she looks there like that, like fuck my life kind of face, like again, because she's been there a lot of times.
I will turn to the group. This is our opportunity. We must seize it and take it. What do you say?
Sure, I mean,
It's either this now or to the library we go.
are they close? Is it close to the library? Maybe we can tell them we're going to the library and then go somewhere else.
Sway, you know the library is on the same floor where the library is actually on the study. So you know this is the room where Strahd spent most of his time.
That won't be that easy to get to the library. Strahd spent most of these days in his study, which is between.
Yeah, that's actually the library itself, where he calls it the study, but it's a library as well. That's where all of you have been there. That's where that painting of Tatiana was.
It's a big library, but he calls it study. He spends most of the days here. There. Sorry.
And you know that is in a floor lower to the one you are, lower down. Just
It's
one
the room
floor
with
lower.
bones, eh?
The room with bones, you're not sure that's what you just been told, but you know that the library is just one room, one floor down from where you are now. So it's kind of on the way. Assuming Strat is not there, you could go there.
Saphira's gonna take out her drawing book and a pen and scribble something on paper and hand it over to Cabal. And it will say, "We need to be smart about this. Perhaps I could distract him while you investigate."
I'll look towards. I just shake my head, meaning no. I can write now, so I'll.
Yeah, you actually remember all your memories have returned. So all of you remember who were there about the glove of Bloodwinter and where it is and all those things perfectly. And you can write as well. And War Turtle, you feel this morning like your sense of fashion has returned. You don't look like a pump rocker from the wrong time. You look like a cool rocker from the right time now, let's say.
I'm just gonna turn towards Anya, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll say.
Yeah, she has introduced herself as well.
I'll say, wait, we will return 1 second, and I'm gonna slither over towards Saphira and nod towards the rest of the group, including Sway.
Can I just interrupt you and ask out of character? Do we know that Strahd can watch us and knows what we're doing?
I was just gonna say that actually. I was just waiting what's gonna happen, and I was gonna say the same thing, that we can.
You are unsure.
Within the castle, we can not explore. We can go and have a look, as we are guests here. But we need to keep in mind that is his castle. He has people here, people we don't see, and he knows where we are at all times. So we need to be smart about it.
Alright, then as he says that to us, I'll be like, I'll just get a pen and I'll just start writing, and I'll pass that note to Saphira just for secrecy in terms of what Sway just said. And in the note, Saphira, you'll see in there, it'll say, no, you cannot sacrifice yourself. If he finds out, then you will be put in danger. Stay with us. It will be fine. If we do this, we do it together. That's what I'm saying there.
Okay. Saphira is gonna trust what Cabal says and is gonna nod her head.
So, let us follow Anya. See if we can find what we are looking for.
Okay.
We'll go back to Anya and say, I believe we are ready. Take us to...
Okay. I've been watched all the time. Perhaps it's better. Do you know the castle at all?
I look towards Sway.
You realize that you have a map as well, on you.
Well, we only have it for like one level though, right?
No, the map is got quite a few. It's got only the names of the rooms, but you have a map roughly that
Okay.
it tells you different floors and stuff.
In that case, I will pull out the map.
And she kind of start looking at it, and she says, okay, I can draw here. And then she starts completing your map and drawing on the empty place. And she kind of gives you kind of like crossed and marks and puts a cross in this room that wasn't there, and she draw it. And as she starts drawing, you realize this is the way you enter, roughly. So the mongrel folk wasn't fully lying. This room is actually on that floor where he mentioned it was. And he points out, and that was one of the rooms that you passed. Just before you went into the lift, it was like a room there was a couple of doors. So one of the rooms on the corner is she writes down Rahadin's office, and then this other room she marks out, and it says ossuary, and she writes it there in a very broken kind of like common. It's better if I do it like this. I've been watched all the time. Strahd doesn't trust me at all.
And yet here you are.
Well, a woman does what a woman has to do to survive. I chose to come here. That was the best way to ensure that my son one day will succeed. And here you are. You cannot let your people down. Cabal.
I do not know my people. I was taken away from this
because
land.
of me. I did that for you. Otherwise, you might be dead now. Can you see? That you don't know them doesn't mean my blood doesn't flow through your veins.
Well,
that's no excuse.
I was going to say is once this is finished, perhaps you could return back to where I come from, and you could tell me all about them.
She just stops for a second, like you realize that she wasn't expecting that.
Go for now.
Yeah?
I will find you later.
Okay. If you need anything, just ask for Anya.
I will not.
She nods back. Nice to meet you all. And she starts leaving.
I'll show them.
Shuts the door behind.
Are we ready? Should we go?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
This is going to trigger a lot of events.
I mean, maybe we can just break him while nobody knows. I'll try this again. I will cast the non-detection.
Okay. Yeah.
I will also cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, you guys do that. As you do the non-detection with your little... I always forget the name of the crown thing.
Sorry,
it's a mother of pearl circlet.
Circlet, yeah, that's it.
Where are we going first? Sorry, can you just remind?
Reminding Tom? Oh yeah, what Tom?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Where are we going actually first? Which one is the room? Is this the ossuary or is the Rahadin's office?
Ossuary.
The ossuary is next to Rahadin's office, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I don't think Rahadin will let us, so we'll have to be sneaky.
All right, sounds good.
I think I could get inside.
Have you've been there? Oh, Sway, have you ever been there before?
No, I have not. But
I look at the map. Can I discern how long it's going to take us to get there?
Okay, let me discern how long it's gonna take. I need to find the easiest, quickest route without that it doesn't imply places that are hidden.
Based on the map that was given to us, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. So you're here. 1 second.
I'm scared, guys. This is gonna go crazy and sideways, like always.
Are we whispering?
Okay.
I don't know.
Because the DM is looking, we can't disturb him right now.
Okay.
Around
ASMR.
If you kind of do it without stopping anywhere, assuming you know how to find your way, because that's the difficult part. Sway knows that these stairs that is close to the room where you are, because you've been going there up quite a lot. You know that stairs leads to almost all of the rooms, all of the floors. Sorry, not rooms. So, and you know this is on the floor that you were being told not to do. That is above the catacombs. That is where you enter. So you have to go 3 floors down, and then you will be there. So you could be there in potentially maybe 15 minutes, assuming you don't get lost.
But we never get lost.
All right. Open the door.
Okay.
Let's go, and we'll start moving.
Okay, so I'll just show you with your icons where you will be going. So these stairs here, you see there as you exit there, you see there is that painting of Strahd Manzarovich. There is a stairs that go up. That is the stairs that you came down from the witch's place, and the Heart of Sorrow is on the floor above you. And then Sway knows that these stairs will lead you down. So in these stairs, you see this kind of spiral staircase going down, lower, and you start descending. Actually, is anything else anyone wants to do before you all leave? Actually, any preps of any kind, apart from the non-detection and the pass without a trace that you already done?
I just want to make sure that the painting is not looking at us.
The painting is looking right at you.
Oh
and
no!
As you are moving around, you see the painting's eyes are moving around too, and you realize that you're stepping in this very unusual-looking rag that it seems to almost, for a second, as you first step on it, the rag almost moves a little.
Oh.
Oh no!
It's fine. Let's move. We will go. Run down. Begin making our way down.
Yeah, the rag kind of for a second puts itself up once you all leave it and stands up, and then it fixates itself to the wall, and then it looks out of the sudden, it looks like a tapestry instead of a rag on the wall, standing like that, kind of quiet. And then you start making your way down. You go 1 floor down that you pass, and in there, as you keep going down the stairs, Sway, you are aware that this is the rooms of weeping. You are on the spires of Ravenloft. That's what is the floor that you were called. And now you're on the floor where the rooms of weeping are. That's where the study and the library, same room, and where all the dining rooms are, with that cake of Strahd that has been broken, that you actually went through that floor. And it's like a broken cake. This room.
It's like when was the wedding and everything stayed like that afterwards,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that room there, and then You know that that's where Gertruda's bedroom is. That is the old bedroom, the master bedroom that Strahd normally uses. That is got all this red decoration, and it's got like a balcony that's coincidentally Saphira is unaware of that, but that's where she was earlier on today in the morning. And you keep going down the stairs, one more floor down, and you also know that this is the room, the floor that you guys were shown a little bit around, and this is where the Strahd throne room is. That's the main kind of like room there, and the servant quarters. And you keep going down one more floor down. This one was the court of the count, and then you are on the main floor at this point. You keep going down one more stairs. I mean, you traversing here 200 and something feet down into this spiral staircase until you get to the floor where you are. That is called the Larders of Omen. That is the floor where you came in. Well, not exactly. You came in from the ground floor, but it's kind of like one floor above. That's where you ended up after you came in. And and you exit, and all of you are there. And let's do, for no reason at all, let's do an initiative. I think we should have it ready in case, not that anything will happen here. But let me clear the... Okay, so just if you just roll initiative rolls, and I'll leave them for now there, and then here on paper. Just in case.
Everyone.
Yeah, just it might be... It's more like for a turn order in case something happens, not that anything will happen. So let's do that.
Plus 9.
Yeah, so Saphira
23.
12. Okay, amazing. Saphira 12, Sway 23. Okay, real natural 1, so 9. Yeah. Okay, real 9. Cabal 5. 5 and Bloodwick 11. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So once I got this, let me just open the doc so I can describe to you properly what is happening here. Okay. One quick second. And I'll change your map as well. So, yeah, you're here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, okay, perfect. And let me just take your icons and I'll put them on the right place as well. Okay. Okay, and you are back here. So I'll just put you guys there. Boop. Okay. Some of you don't have lighting. Change this quickly and then we are ready to go. Oh yeah, you don't have vision, that's why. My apologies. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Now you have vision. That's why the other day you see your token. Alright, amazing. So let me just give you here. Yep, and there you are. So you are, I'll describe to you what you see. So you've actually find yourselves on the elevator trap, just going down. This is, you recognize this place because you were here not that long ago, and you see on the floor there, as you look up, you can see that this elevator trap is still there, and you remember easily there is like a dusty 10-foot wide corridor, 30-foot long, flat ceiling, high on the top, and it's all covered with spider webs, and then at the end of the hall there is a room, a door. Sorry.
Sway, can you disarm this trap?
Is the trap reset? Like it's not destroyed?
Yeah, I'm gonna check the trap actually if we can avoid it without triggering it, or do I need to disable it?
Okay.
Yes, so I'm gonna do like what?
Make a perception check and
Or
an
investigation?
Do both, because you remember the trap. So perception will be to see if you can see the cage. You remember it's kind of magical, so it kind of half appears.
Okay, that's pretty good. So what was the perception you said first? It's 26.
All right. Yeah, you realize even though you don't see it with your own eyes, you have these special skills to recognize how traps look like, and as you kind of focus your roguish sense, you detect that the trap is active.
Okay, be
And
careful.
it's up.
Just step back, everyone. And then I'm doing...
You make an investigation check, and that will determine if you know how to actually disable this trap. You are not sure.
It's 21.
You are aware you are not able to disable this trap, so you will have to jump the plate where the trap is set to. You remember from before that is like you will need to jump 15 feet. That is not that much, but if any of you step in that square, the trap will trigger again. It's doable, but there's no way to disarm it.
Okay, so we could kind of...
Wait, I'm going to look at Cabal. Can you jump now?
I will say, just to be fair, it doesn't really make sense, but yeah. Rules
What
of
happens?
the
What happens is
I mean, to be honest with you,
You coil.
Yep.
You just coil the.
Yeah,
And
it does
you-
like a spring coil, you know, like in the cartoons.
we could just tie a rope, so we can kind of...
could dimension there with one person, so just a spell. Or
I could jump on the other side, and someone could tie a rope on this side, and we could get there much safely.
I'm not really there, but Bloodwick doesn't have a problem. He can just walk.
Can he not just
He
carry us over?
He knows that. He's not able to actually carry people while he's walking on the walls as such.
Okay.
You might have less blood.
I mean, he could take someone, maybe, but it still requires a skill check, so it's as dangerous as...
No, look, there is this torch holder. We could tie a rope there, and then I could jump
And somebody,
across.
we remember there is. Was there like a room underneath, like a control room, right?
Yeah,
To the
next
right.
to it, there is some kind of control room. That is where Bloodwick was there before.
Maybe all we need is somebody to go there and turn it off, or something. I don't remember how it worked because I was inside. I was inside the trap.
Yeah.
So
The thing is that Bloodwick doesn't really know anything about traps. So assuming Sway can do that,
Okay.
without
So what is
triggering
the
the
room?
alarm,
Do I know what is the room?
you will know. Actually, I don't see your icon. What's done with your icon? Not there, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Damn it! I'm sorry. My apologies. Let me get your icon. Yeah, you know the room is here. I don't know how much of the map you can see, but yeah, it's there. And the thing is that to get to the room, you need to actually step on the place. You need to jump. So it's pretty impossible to access the room without stepping where you are or opening it. So
But if we
I will-
trigger we can trigger maybe if we put like a weight on there, like it's not us, but if it's just we get a book or something
yeah,
heavy.
you could do that. Just you also remember that one the traps trigger, they make quite a lot of noise.
Oh yeah.
Or For
then it
whatever
drops.
reason, if you do trigger any trap, maybe Strahd might detect it, but this is just assuming. You are unsure.
I'm going to, based on the rules of jumping, I think I can jump over that, right?
Yeah, you can jump. I will require a check either way because it's just a tense situation. So in terms of jumping it, assuming you don't roll super bad, it will not be a problem, but there is a chance that you might fail as well.
As I was suggesting, if everyone really is about the jumping, then we jump. But I was suggesting to put a rope. That's pretty simple, and we can get back there using the rope as well.
So
Kind of high,
like,
high, so we can
We just need
kind
to
of...
find if there is any way to secure the rope.
Can we see anything?
you know, as cons, make a perception check.
Yeah, I was thinking there must be some kind of...
Yeah, there is.
even
There
if
is
there
a
is no
con.
torch, like a torch holder or something, you know?
Yeah, there is a torch holder, but make a fate roll actually, as well as your perception. Someone, you Sway, do a fate roll, please. So both of you see Cabal and Unreal that there is a sconce in one side, and then Sway, as you succeed on your fate roll, you are aware that there is another sconce that on the other side closer to you. So Bloodwick could potentially go across the wall and tie the sconces, and that will work for you or for dexterous people that could go over the rope walking. For people who are stronger, it probably will be better to jump. It's just different checks.
I'm going to. So, Bloodwick is going to bring the rope over, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump over.
So Bloodwick, if you want to tie the rope to the other side, you walk without problem on the wall and get to the other side. You tied. Sway will turn one end in one side because he's the most dexterous. So you make like a nice knot there, Sway, in the one side close to you. And then Bloodwick, you can make a dexterity sleight of hand check to tie it on the other way. And in the meantime, you see that Cabal is ready to jump. Okay, with a sleight of hand of a 7, you definitely think it's super secure. What can I say? Yeah, so you are on the other side. You also think that... Actually, make a wisdom check as well as you're on the other side, Bloodwick. And in the meantime, if you want to jump, Cabal, please make a athletics check.
All right.
Okay.
Did the wrong one. I did a save instead.
I mean, what is your modifier either? So yeah, you roll an 18 plus 2. I don't think your modifier will be plus. It will be an 18, let's say, on the roll. So you gather that also you could secure, even though you're unsure how well it's tied up, this rope, you could hold it as well to make sure that even though it might get loose, at least you will be there as a second way of stopping it from falling.
Yeah, I'll hold it.
All right.
I'm going to use my inspiration. I'm going to jump over.
Okay. All right.
What I do, I'm going to hold my breath. Do I know that when the gas thing hit me is because I inhaled it?
You remember that the gas thing came only when the trap was triggered.
No,
it's
but
very
is it
likely
because I inhaled it?
It came through your skin, but you also remember that potentially because you inhale it, yeah. But you aren't sure if holding your breath might make a difference because it was so fast.
That's fine. All right.
So it could be. You remember Lilith was affected by it in a way, so you assume that is a bit more than just breathing it.
Okay. All right. Jump in.
All right.
20.
Okay. Cabal just flies as we describe it. Cabal, would you think you will be coiling like that, like they said, or not? Or will it be more like using your arms and you could do like a super press up, like like a snake press up, so you have like your body, but then your snake body is like completely straight, and you just use the propulsion to propel yourself. Either way,
Sure. But as I land on the other side, I'll just kind of skid and slide a bit. And
you kind of went a little bit back 10 feet and then propel yourself. Amazing. What about the rest of you? How will you like to pass this? Who would like to go next, shall I say?
I'm going to use magic, so
Okay.
I'll miss the step to the other side.
Okay. So you missed the step to the other side without any issues. Yeah. And you are gone and you jump it. Bloodwick had no problem, so now it's only Saphira and Sway left. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna jump.
Okay. You know this is based on your strength. So what is your strength
Okay.
score?
I am not gonna jump. I'm gonna wild shape into an owl and whoop, fly to the
Okay.
other side.
She's gonna.
Yeah, easy.
Hoot, hoot,
You
over.
use one of your wild shapes out of the two, and then just
Yep.
woof, you see. How does Saphira's owl look like? I want to ascertain if there's any characteristic of you uniquely that all of your beasts have that it makes your companions recognize you, mainly.
Yes, because Saphira has white hair. All of her wild shapes are mostly like white.
Okay.
It's like a snow owl,
Oh, wow. Amazing.
like Hedwig from Harry Potter.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cuckoo. All right, amazing. That's how it happens. And then Sway, you can either jump, assume your strength is good, or you could go over the rope. That
I
it will
go over the
probably
rope.
work. All right. So make acrobatics check, please. Remember, you have inspiration if you need it.
I mean, can he even fail? I don't think he can.
I don't think he can fail. Yeah, I think his maximum is
Oh
already.
no! Wow!
It's
Oh my
14.
god!
Oh, okay. And you roll a natural 1. Do you want to use inspiration?
Yes.
Okay.
It counts as a 10, no?
Yeah, no, but it's to do with something else. As
But it
you
was only
trigger,
attack though. It
Oh,
was
is it?
only attack.
it's only on attacks. No, I think
think
it's
so.
on anything, on everything. Okay, so let's. Okay, I guess as you use an inspiration, then that will null out. Although
Okay.
too strong.
He might roll
Jesus.
another
Roll
natural
again.
one.
Really?
No.
No. Okay.
He rolled
What did you
Acrobatics.
roll?
Yes, 16.
Okay, yeah, you go through without problems as well. And for a second, as you're going through, the ropes becomes a bit loose. Bloodwick, make a strength saving throw from the other side as you realize that the knot that you tied, it wasn't good enough. And it's about to collapse. Okay, just tell me what you roll. So I'm just getting Sway on the other side.
Rolled 16.
Okay, yeah, that's more than enough. You manage to secure it, and for a second you think, "Oh shit!" And you do it so swiftly that you Sway are completely unaware of that, and you just go through, and you guys are all in the other side. Okay, and you have passed the trap and this dark corridor as well. There is a sconce lit up, so that gives you enough visibility, and then you have a door in front of you.
Okay, I'll check the door.
Okay. Make a. You wanna check if it's open first?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's locked.
Okay, so I check for trap.
All right. Make a investigation check.
Oh god, what's going on with my dice? Investigation. This is 13.
Okay. With a 13, you don't detect any traps.
Right, so I'm just gonna try to unlock it then.
Okay. Make a slide of
Jesus.
dexterity plus proficiency, double proficiency or whatever. Don't tell
That's
me
so
what
crap
is the
anyway.
total.
I
is
never
your
know what I'm doing when I'm unlocking.
So you proficiency
It's
plus I think
5,
you are. Mhm. Plus dexterity.
so it's 16.
Okay.
18.
Okay. So you open the door. It's a little bit hard to unlock at first, but it takes you a little bit of time. You take an extra few minutes, and then eventually, with your little tools, you manage to unlock the door.
Alright. Carefully I'm just gonna have a peek in.
Yeah. So as you peek, you see a hall that stands on deadly silent with heavy beams supporting a 10-foot ceiling. There is a little fog that clings to the floor, obscuring everything that lies 3 feet above it.
Like waist
Hmm?
waist high fog, yeah?
Yeah, like a normal kind of like Ravenloft, Castle Ravenloft fog. Yeah, it's kind of like it's very humid all castle. So this happens at certain different times of the day due to the much colder areas on the castle. There is no windows in this room that you can in this
So
floor.
the fog is on the floor,
Yeah,
so we can see the floor 3 feet down.
yeah, you cannot
Okay.
see the floor unless you have a magical meaning to move the fog or
Or if Saphira is
I-
still an owl, she could just club with her wings to disperse the fog.
yeah, Saphira could do that if she wanted to.
I can try what Sway suggested and do it.
Would you mind? Hoot 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 hoot. Would you mind?
Make a wind flapping check. Wind flapping
Wind
check.
flapping, eh?
Roll a d20. Yeah, let's just do it. Roll a d20 and add your owl dexterity to it. Do it with advantage because everyone can. You definitely know how to do that.
Don't know what an owl's dexterity is. Let me quickly check.
I'll check for you if you did a normal owl, right? Giant.
Yeah.
Normal, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just roll a d20 and then ready by the time it comes up there. I hear.
I think I'm having internet problem.
Oh no. Okay. Maybe someone else can roll for you if it's.
Oh, it's working.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, what would that be? So a 9. And what is this?
19.
Oh wow,
Oh, nice.
amazing. Yeah, you start shaking your wings profusely up and down, and in no time, all the fog around a few squares around the floor are gone, and you see that there is a floor in there, and you also recognize this is the place where you met Cyrus Bellevue earlier on. Make a perception check, everyone. Actually, Saphira and Sway that are the closest. Make a
Okay, I would
perception
like to just to have a quick look at the floor if any of the tiles look like it could be another trap.
Okay, amazing. And Saphira, you hear noises coming from the kitchen, and you remember that's the kitchen where the zombie
Jesus.
cauldron was that he was cooking, and you ascertain it's very likely that Cyrus is there cooking food. You hear like clinking and him swearing to the zombies and different noises.
Cool.
And in the
I'm gonna
meantime,
fly
we don't
around,
need-
kind of flap my wings, and then hover, like fly a bit towards where the sound came from back, hoping someone will understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you kind of try to get closer to the sound, and you are fully aware at this point that the sound is coming from the zombie kitchen that is in this room here. I'll just move your icon there so you know. So yeah, so it's coming from that behind that door, and you are there in your little form. Sway, roll again because Saphira is flying around, so she's clearing all the fog completely, so you will have advantage. And tell me the total as well, please.
Ooh-ha.
Oh wow, okay.
Perception is it?
Yeah,
Or investigation for the looking?
investigation.
Okay, so that's
I mean, with a
26.
natural 20, yeah,
26.
there is nothing. So you check the floor properly, and you don't ascertain any clues of any traps or anything like that being there. Or
That was a great
nice.
teamwork, Saphira. Okay, let's go, everyone. It's clear here. Literally.
Okay, just make your icons fit. Yeah, that's how they should be. Okay. And you make your way To which room? You go to the big doors. There is 2 doors. The room that Anya crossed in your map, Cabal, is this one where the 2 doors are. But you also aware that there is another room in between that you aren't sure what it is. Actually, you were in that room before Bloodweek, I believe. I think. Let me just... were you? Okay.
Which room was that?
It was some kind of butler's quarters. I think you went... That's the room that... yeah, you were not really inside, but I think you guys investigated that room there for a second while you were going with Cyrus. But you know there wasn't nothing of interest there, but it's another room there. And you have the pass without a trace. So I would need, as you leave this, go into this corridor, I need everyone to make a stealth check, please.
Is it +10?
Yeah. The pass without a trace lasts for how long, actually?
1 hour.
Yeah? Okay. All right.
41.
Oh, God.
Yeah, wow, amazing. 41. Okay. And Bloodweek 27, amazing.
I don't know why I rolled with advantage. 24 for me.
24, that's amazing.
What?
Saphira. Wow,
45.
real fucking 45. Wow, amazing.
Wow.
Real.
Oh no, I think he's added
Yeah.
the 10 to it already, I think.
Yeah. All of you go like without making any noise at all. And you realize you start to walk towards this room and sway.
Someone is gonna realize this is too little noise coming. Something is wrong.
This must be a dream.
It must be a dream.
Okay, and you approach all the way towards the door that you are meant to be going. Sway, you're aware it's locked. Just for the sake of time, you take a little bit of time, unlock the door, and you have done that.
Okay.
You investigated, there was no traps, and the door is ready for you to open.
Well, let's open it then. I guess if I'm opening the door, I'm the one who always opens the door, so I'm just gonna
Alright.
carefully open it and just have a careful look.
Okay. All right. Dark stains cover the floor of this area. Large oak tables, scarred and beaten, lay scattered like toys about the room. The wood crash and splinter, replacing them are furnishing made entirely of human bones. The walls are 20 foot high, vaulted ceiling with a sickly yellow color, and not because the time has faded or time worn, but because they are adorned with bones, skulls, arranged in a morbidly decorative fashion, giving the room a cathedral-like quality. 4 enormous mounds of bones occupy the corners of this ossuary. Actually, it's ossuary, it's not ossuary. Sorry, real, I keep saying ossuary. Ossuary. And garlands of a skull stand from these mounds to a huge chandelier of bones that hangs from the ceiling above a long table constructed of bones also in the center of the room. There is 10 chairs, also made out of bones and festooned with decorative skulls surrounding the table. Resting atop of it, there is an ornate bowl made yet of more bones, and presiding the room, you see these huge bones belonging to a dragon. Like, the skull is missing, but everything else is there.
Are the chairs laid with a human skin as well? To be nice and comfy?
It's just more like you see bones everywhere.
Bones,
Like the whole thing is... I assume you all enter.
Yeah.
I would like to look around the room, see if there's any objects or paintings or something staring at us in any way.
How beautifully
Okay.
morbid.
Make a perception check, yeah? It looks like the most
Or morbidly
horrendous
beautiful.
place Yeah, that you can imagine. 23. Okay. You don't see any paintings, but as you start going around this room and inspecting the bones itself, they look like they were castle guards, the majority of them. There is some adventurers, all clothes and broken things scattered everywhere on the floors. But then you hear a crack.
Oh no.
And you realize that the 4 piles of bones around you are coalescing into these huge skeletal constructions and become bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you realize that these 4 creatures just have emerged from the piles of bones, and they seem to be some huge constructs. One of them is wearing the tail of that dragon that I described, and the other ones have like almost like a menagerie of bones, like that don't really fit, making these extremities. And one of them roars like that, and you realize this time. Let's go and break, guys.
Oh.
All right, for you watching at home, shit just hit the fan. Don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly. See what this is happen. What happens here? right, we are back. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's a pleasure that you are there to us. Thanks for watching. And we are here in the ossuary full of bones where the heroes attempt to find the Sunsword that is meant to be in this room here. So the fight is about to start. The first thing you notice, Bloodwick, as you enter this room, you are aware that this room has some unholy presence to it, and you feel empowered. It feels very weird, but you feel that this room is helping you more than anyone else. So you have advantage on all saving throws inside this room, Bloodwick.
Yeah.
And you figured out that there is some kind of desecration on this room or some sort.
My hair kind of turns yellow.
Everyone else who is not an undead have disadvantage on all saves inside this room, but Bloodwick has the opposite.
I'm cold-blooded. Does that count?
Nope.
Okay.
I
Undead.
have an undead leech in my hand. Does that count?
I will say that real, unfortunately, that will not help. So just to give you the heads up, so this room is being
Darkalos, you're
desecrated.
useless.
Yep. All right, and that will be where we start. As you guys looking at these huge creatures look like warriors made out of bones stare at you. One of them would start moving. Saphira, are you still in your owl form? I will assume.
I am. Yep.
The creature will reach with a hand, and this huge claw caresses your wings and stuff. And I will do a roll here. Okay.
Do I take half damage for caressing? Or
Well, caressing was a very nice way to say of breaking your wings into half. As he hits, that will be a... Did I roll? So 21 to hit.
that hits.
Yeah, and as he hits you, you will take 23 points of damage. Some slashing and some necrotic. And you come back to your normal form. So your owl form, I think, is go 1 hit point or 2, actually.
1.
Okay, so you take 22 points of damage and return to your new form. I will assume you were not falling high, so you just actually, how high were you falling? Were you flying?
Like
Sorry.
older level to everyone else.
Okay, so just make a dexterity saving throw at advantage. Even though everyone should have disadvantage on saves, this is something else. It's just more to compose yourself so you don't fall prone. Okay, yeah, you manage to fall on your feet, and the creature will try to reach out and hit you with a second attack, and that will be that will be a hit, quite high. And as he hits you again, this time he's not doing it with his claw, he's using some kind of bone shard, and you see that the front of his fist has become almost like a spear made out of a bone, and he impales you with it. And as he does, you will take a little bit less damage, 19 points of damage, some necrotic and some piercing. And that will be the end of this creature. The other one...
Oh, before you go,
Next to it.
I have a
Oh, yeah.
legendary action.
Okay.
I'm going to cast a fireball.
Oh, wow.
Which end do I use?
Did you hear that, Yulia? He has a legendary action.
Well,
Well, then wait for it. Wait for it. I was gonna say.
I'll do it in the corner so I get these two in the sense.
Okay, amazing. So them two will make a dexterity saving throw, all individually.
Yeah.
The one on the very left first. Oh, nice. That will be at advantage. So, yeah, he succeeds with a 20-something. 25, and then the other one will make another as well. Check. Okay, this one I think it might fail with a 4 yet, so that will be an advantage. So that will be 13. That's a fail, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
23 for him and 11 for the other.
Okay, 23 for this one. Okay. Okay, and 11 for this one. And you realize that they are not have resistant to fire. They seem to be taking as much damage as they should, and this whole bones kind of get illuminated with this huge fireball. All right. Anything else from Rick?
I mean, that's all I can do. Just one action.
Okay, amazing. Cool. And after that legendary action of Real, the other creature will start laughing. The one actually who just failed the save. And it sounds like a hideous, really horrible laughter. I need everyone within 30 feet of this creature. Let's see who those are. So yeah, that's actually everyone except Saphira. I need you to guys make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Bloodwick is straight roll, right?
Bloodwick, it will be at advantage.
And we
He has advantage because he's undead. But you did realize... actually, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, they failed anyway, so it's fine. Okay. I made a mistake here. They don't have advantage, actually, themselves.
Is this a magical effect?
This is definitely a magical effect, yeah. So you will be a straight roll for you because you have advantage on magical effects, right?
Mm-hmm.
And spells. This is spells and magical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What save is it?
Wisdom, please.
Oh, that's not gonna be fun. 16.
Okay. 16 is actually enough.
Oh.
You are fine. Bloodwick, you also fine. Real, you are also okay. Sway, what is your total?
That's it. That's what I have. So 6.
Okay, you have a plus wisdom. You have +1 to all saves because the holy symbol thingy from the blessing. So you will have a +1 to that, right? At least.
I guess it's the same, yeah. 7, please.
Yeah. So 7. Okay, with a 7, as you look at Sway, from terror, he just becomes stunned. Ugh! And you see that he is not able to move, and he stays there in one place. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on a success. Until then, you are stunned for a minute. Sway. And that will be the end of that creature. And after that, it will be you, Sway. You are stunned. At the end of your turn, make a wisdom saving throw, please. Remember, you have inspiration. Otherwise, it will be at disadvantage.
I used the inspiration.
I think you have an extra one that you all got for doing the things on the cauldron. So all of you should have 2 inspirations for this game.
This one
You
is
go 1 from putting the things inside the cauldron.
12. Is not enough. That's it. My turn now.
Okay. Sway, you are unable to break this effect, and you are still stunned at the end of your turn. After that will be me making a mistake. Okay, don't worry. Let's use the other one. It shouldn't. My apologies, guys. So this one instead will act. Okay.
Wait, what happened? What mistake did you
That
make?
I operated the wrong one. Okay,
okay.
but don't worry. They still have enough movement to get to you guys, and they will move themselves. This one will move himself all the way there. And And as he looks at Sway stunned, he will go for him with 2 attacks at advantage. So first attack on you, Sway. That will be... okay, they might not hit. 7... Actually, no, of course it will. It's over. 21 to hit. My apologies. Yeah, so that will be a hit. With the first hit, you will take 23 points of damage. I believe you cannot use reactions when you are stunned, so you cannot uncanny dodge that. So that will be 23 points of necrotic damage, mixed necrotic and slashing damage, as this creature hits you with his huge claw, and then he will use a second attack to try to impale you with a bone shard in your chest. So he will try to do 1 second attack, also at advantage as you are stunned. Yeah, and that will also be a hit, and as he hits you with his bone shard fist, you will take 19 points mixed necrotic and piercing damage, and that will be the end of this creature's turn. And you see them making that noise, and that will be the end of them. After that will be you, Saphira.
Okay. I would like to see if I can figure out whether the magic that kind of created these skeletons can be dispelled.
Okay. Make give me 1 second. An Arcana check, please.
Okay. 22.
Okay. With a 22, you are aware that these creatures are some kind of lesser golems of some sort. And they have been created by some kind of necromancer, and these creatures are constructs and golems all at once, and they have been crafted from human remains. So being aware with your high arcana check, you realize that they are not undead. That's something, that they are constructs, and you also know that constructs cannot be dispelled. They are the magic that creates them are too strong for them to be dispelled. Perhaps if you successfully beat a DC, maybe you could make them stand for a round. That's as much as you could do.
Okay.
But you will have to. They will have to. Yeah, you will have to roll for it. But you could perhaps do that, and that will affect 1 creature.
1 creature only?
Yeah, and it will be only for 1 round.
Okay. In that case, I will... Can I sneak past them over on this side?
Like we did before, yeah.
Between them, like...
Yeah, make either acrobatics or athletics, depending whether you want to push them or squeeze past. Your choice.
Squeeze past.
Okay. The DC will be... You try to pass to the other side, but they are not letting you pass, and it's too hard to squeeze, and you are unable to. Sorry.
I will use my inspiration.
Are you sure?
Oh, too late.
No. Okay. You're still unable to pass, I'm sorry. It's not me, it's the dice.
Okay. I am not panicking. I will... Okay, I will... Saphira will kneel down, place her hands on the ground, and... can I get both of them? Yeah, and cast Entangle towards them.
Ooh, okay, amazing. So this was Strength saving throw, I believe, right?
Strength, yeah, DC 18.
Oh wow, okay. So they will have advantage on this. but you realize that they are not. Well, you will see in a second. So let's do. So the first die will be for the one on the top of you. Ooh, okay. So the one on the top of you succeeds, and let's do the other one after, and then the one on the bottom. Okay, the one on the bottom fails,
Okay.
but the one on the top is successfully restrained, I believe, by this effect that you just caused. And how does it look like when you cast this?
So you can see like green ivy kind of sprouting out and like wrapping itself around the skeleton through every like hole it has, just kind of holding it down and keeping him moving.
And normally when you cast this spell, this doesn't happen, but for some reason, all these plants that you just created start to sprout into flowers, and you see that for a second, these creatures look like something from a carnival, as all these beautiful flowers start to open on the ends of your entangled leaves and vines. All right. Anything else from Saphira?
Nope. Actually,
Let me just put a little sign here, so this one is restrained.
how much space do I have to wild shape into?
That's the one that succeeded. Sorry. So you have very little space, and you are aware that you cannot push creatures down. So if you want to turn yourself into a large creature, you could you could go around and take an opportunity attack. That's the best you could do.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. So right, as you leave its area, the creature will try to attack you. Okay. Well, and he will hit you with it. That will be a 20-something to hit, and he will use one of his bone shards, one more. So that will be as you leave his range, he will inflict 19 points of damage, necrotic and slashing mix, with a shout as he does that. But you manage to leave his reach. Make a concentration check though, because I believe entangle is concentration. So you need to beat 19, so 10. Yeah.
Okay. I get advantage. So
Yeah, you have Warcaster. Yeah, so you are fine. You are okay.
okay. And as soon as I get there, I'm gonna wild shape into a giant crocodile.
All right. Bonus action: wild shape into a giant. Is that a large creature?
Yes.
Okay. Saphira wild shapes into this amazing looking giant crocodile that has a white eyes, as they don't have hair, if that's okay with you. So they have like a white eyes. Cool. And that's Saphira's done, right?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. After that will be the creature that is next to you, that is at the moment entangled. So you said he was restrained, yeah, while he's entangled, or is he grappled?
Restrained. Yeah, restrained.
Okay, so that will have changed things because he will have had disadvantage to hit you, actually. My apologies. So let me roll again. Sorry for that. Okay, so we'll have 13 hit you though.
No, as a giant crocodile?
No, it was before you were a giant crocodile.
Oh, no.
Okay, so then you can remove that damage. So remove 19, give yourself 19 hit points back.
Yep.
And then he will try to attack you now at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He rolls a natural 1. He tries to hit you. Let's roll a fate roll to see this creature gets stuck. Okay, he actually gets stuck, and you realize that his arm is not able to get out of there, so he's gonna use his turn to make a check and try to get out of there. So yeah, he rolls a natural 20, and he manages to get his arm out of there, but he loses one attack by doing so. So that will be the end of its turn. Bloodwick, you are next.
I look around at these monsters and I see no open veins. And I get pissed off because they got no blood to suck from.
Yeah, they
And I
are.
walk towards
definitely-
it. I walk towards this, so I go rage, and then go reckless and great weapon master on them.
Oh wow, nice.
I mean, you can always
You-
suck their bone marrow.
Yeah, all right. So go ahead, and you attacking the one right there next to you. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, right next to me.
So yeah, reckless 24. Yeah, that definitely hits. So that will be so 24 minus 5 will be a 19. So that will hit the AC, and
Yeah.
that will be. You wanna do fire or cold?
Fire, please.
Yeah. Okay. So that will be 17 points plus an extra 10. So that
Yeah.
will be 27 points of damage with this first attack. Okay. Let me just check something. Do you get advantage to hit creatures that are restrained? Actually, just
You do, yeah.
you do, yeah. Okay.
You don't need to do reckless otherwise, but you
Yeah.
said it now, so I don't know if you.
Up to you. Yeah. Okay. Let's say you don't do. You know that you don't have reckless because this creature is restrained there.
Okay, cool.
So I'll let you do recon that if you want. So that
No,
would-
reckless adds the 10 attack, doesn't it? So
Yeah, that's right. The reckless give you advantage, so you know you have advantage as long as you attack that one, and Bloodwake will know that. So yeah, so that will be your first attack.
and then I do second attack, same thing again.
All right, so not reckless, yeah, but great weapon master.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that will also hit with quite a high number there, and nice, and yeah, and that will be, and you do fire again, so that will
Yes.
be 31 points of damage with this second attack. Wow, amazing.
And that's it, I'm done.
Okay, and you stay there, yeah, next to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right. After that will be real, and then is you on deck, Cabal.
Real will look at these guys over here. Oop. To these guys. And I think I don't really want to fight them.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast a Wall of Force there.
Nice.
Ooh. Right. How is
Uh,
the wall of force looks like?
It's just a line, 20
Okay.
feet high, all the way to the ceiling.
Oh wow, awesome. Okay.
And then I'm
Hey.
going to move here and make faces at them.
Wow. Make a just why not? Make a performance check just for fun to see how successful you are as you're kind of mocking them and they're like, "Roar!" Like try to hit the wall, trying to go through just to see how pissed off they get.
14.
Yeah, you are pretty annoying, you know, they are not very clever creatures, but they're like going feral there and they are not able to escape your wall. Amazing. Cool. Wow. That's awesome. That's it. Okay. And his concentration. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Anything else from Real?
No, I just moved there and hope that I got
Okay.
hit by those.
Amazing. All right, Cabal, you are next.
All right.
After that.
I'm going to run on to the table. Oh.
You mean slide,
Sorry, yeah.
slither onto the table.
Slither,
Yes.
yeah, I just gotta slither onto the table. And I'm going to turn towards this other skeleton and I'm going to cut my hand and spill the now, what's the word I'm looking for? Cannon? Is that right?
Yeah.
Cannon blue blood. Onto my blade, and I'm going to do the right of the dawn and strike him twice.
Okay.
I'm assuming he is undead.
You are assuming Ron.
I'm assuming wrong.
Yep.
Okay.
You are.
It's animated matter, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Fair
They
enough.
are constructs, but you don't know that. Saphira does.
Okay, just for thing purposes, then I will just attack it.
Okay.
But I have advantage, and I will do right of the dawn. Yep. Alright, first attack.
Oh,
17.
17 is actually what you need it. As you hit it with this attack, you hit the creature.
Doing 19 points of damage. 5 of that is radiant.
Okay, amazing. So 19 points of damage, 5 radiant. You are attacking this one that is a little bit wounded already. Okay, amazing.
Second attack.
Okay. And he kind of like shouts, and you see this huge jaw opens in like. And second attack will be 17 to hit as well.
That is correct. 18.
Yeah, so
18
that-
getting, but yeah.
Yeah, so that hits as well. Amazing.
And that would be... What is that? I can't calculate. 14 points of damage?
Okay, amazing. So 14 points of damage on the second attack. All right. And you said that some of it is radiant, yeah?
Yes. 8 of that
Okay.
would be radiant, yeah.
All right, sure.
Does it look like it's affecting them?
As you hit it with radiant damage, they seem to be taking less damage than they were supposed to.
Okay, well, I still need to take d8 points of damage myself. Oh, 7 points. Alright, I'll take that. They're taking less damage than they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alright, good to know. And the
Ask about.
Go ahead.
Did you end? No, I thought you ended.
I'm actually going to try to move into a position. So I moved there. She's a crocodile,
Okay.
so I'm going to climb over the crocodile. My
Yeah.
other
The
scaly friend. And
Okay,
I'm going to go
amazing.
there. Yeah, right there. Amazing. Cool. I'll go there. Boop. And that's my turn.
Okay.
Riddle's freaking out right there.
Yeah, the creature doesn't have a the creature doesn't have a reaction, so he will actually so he will not do anything. Anyway, you stay. I just lost your icon actually. What is you? Oh yeah, you're there. Okay. If you don't mind, I'll just
hide
make.
the...
No, don't worry. I'll just, if it's okay with you, I'll just put them on the other setting. You know that it makes it less obvious. Yeah, but it's okay. It's no biggie. I'll just make them into compact if it's okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I can see. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, and that will be Cabal's turn. The creature has no reaction.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
As Cabal ends, I'll have a legendary action to do another fireball over here.
Why do you have to? What?
What? This is my first one. You must misremember it.
Yeah, and you see Real's eyes turn red, and for a second, as he's casting this spell on the wall, you see a shadow of a creature wearing a crown, much taller, a little bit taller than him, but similar looking robes.
His eye turned black, no?
Red.
Red.
Right? I think I remember last time he was in
He
black.
went black first. Now it's gone even worse. It's gone red.
Oh wow, okay. So you put the fireball, you can put it so it only hits
In the
both,
corner.
right?
Yeah, in the corner.
Okay, perfecto. Yeah, so let's do, actually they have magic resistance, so they do with advantage anyway. So first, I'll do the one on the very top first. But they are not very dexterous, so that will be actually no, they are not very strong, but they are dexterous. So the first one succeeds, and then I'll do the one lower down that is restrained. Does restrain impose disadvantage on dexterity saves? Let me just check
Just
here.
automatically failed, I think. No?
Disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's-
Enemies attacks have advantage, and attacks have disadvantage. Okay. All right. So this one is at disadvantage. So it will be a straight roll because he has magic resistance. So okay. Let's see. Come on, boy. Oh no, he fails dramatically. Okay. So the one on the top will take half
13.
of that, so 13. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So, and the other one will take the full blunt. That will be 26. Okay. And the second one, as he takes the damage, you see he is really wounded. And this fire is almost making him break into pieces, but he's still holding. All right. And I think that's real done. Round 2 on the top of the initiative. At the end of this round, nope. I'm sorry, Sway. It's not nothing can save you. It will be the creatures behind the wall, unaware. They will try to cross he will try to cross the wall, but they don't know what this wall is doing. Let me read it so I know what it does.
Cisco,
Yes, ma'am.
I think the first creature was this one, because I remember it came to me first.
Yeah, no, I made a mistake before. That's why.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. That Mo was saying, "What have you done?" He's picked the wrong creature. My apologies. But I just shuffled them now. So yeah, sorry for
It's
that.
an
Right?
invisible wall, so they don't really know it's there unless they're.
Yeah, and they cannot walk through it, can they?
No, nothing can go through.
Okay, so they will try it.
It's immune to all damage.
Can sound goes through it though?
I guess it would sound very, very.
Okay,
like
so
something
I'll
through
tell you. I'll tell you what. I'll give you guys advantage on the saving throw because it's very muffled. But I need everyone with actually no. That's the one that. Okay, let me just check something. 1 second. Okay, no, he doesn't get it back. All right, so he is not able to do anything. He starts cackling, but as he does, nothing comes out, and then you realize that he doesn't have that effect anymore. The next one will try to do the same, but this one has it ready. So I need everyone within 30 feet to make a wisdom saving throw at advantage because it's much muffled sound. So let's see who is within 30 feet. I don't think it's that many people with 30 feet, is it? So Sway, you cannot get it twice, so don't worry about it. So So Saphira and Bloodwick, you have advantage anyway, but Saphira
Wouldn't it count that I fell automatically and it starts from the beginning? Or another?
No, you cannot have the same effect twice. So that will be you are affected by it anyway. So just you don't make the save or it. Bloodwick, wisdom saving throw, please, at advantage, and same for you, Saphira.
Yep, done it.
16.
Okay.
11.
All right. Okay, so with an 11, Bloodwick, you start to feel like your whole body, and slowly you kind of like stunt into place, and you can flatly move your mouth, like, but your body isn't moving. Saphira, you are fine. You are not stunned by this effect. All right, and now we go to you, Sway. Please, sir, make a wisdom saving throw. I think this is a bit hard. I'm sorry, guys. I think the disadvantage here is a major thing. So we'll sort it out. Ooh, okay. That's enough.
12.
Oh, it's a disadvantage. Oh, no.
12.
That will be a 13 with a plus
+1,
one. Yeah, so it's a 13. Okay. So let's do something. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, that's still not enough, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yep. And that will be fucked you up there, so I'm sorry. I feel so guilty. All right.
It's okay. I'm in my combat anyway.
Yeah, okay. And then after that will be the creature on the very top. So he will get close to you, Cabal.
If once
You
he
will-
reaches into my 10 feet, I'm going to use my reaction to attack him.
So go ahead and use it because he's coming towards your direction.
Okay. Where am I? I'm going to... Oh, sorry, roll 20 is a bit slow.
Yeah,
You know what? I'm just going to hit him, use my inspiration to attack him with advantage.
all right, amazing. Yeah. Cool.
It's a natural
Wow! Yeah, that's a natural 20. Amazing.
20. So that is.
Should I use my DM inspiration to turn into normal? No.
You can do it if you want. You want to do it? No?
No, you can't. Not fair. I'm gonna use my inspiration sometimes, but I don't wanna be as. But
Okay.
I do have.
That's 12 radiant. So if that's half,
Okay.
it's 6 and
Yeah,
8
so
points of
6.
slashing.
So the slashing. All right. So tell me what's the total. Sorry, I'm really bad at this.
So it's 14.
20. Yeah.
14.
So 8
No,
and 6.
8 plus
Yeah.
12.
No,
Only
it's
because it's half, yeah. Radiant is
so,
half. Yeah.
so 20. Yeah.
20.
14 because radiant is half.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, 14. Yeah. Okay.
And
All
I
right,
will
but
trigger.
no modifiers though.
It does
What
have
about
the first 4 is plus
Oh, the
3.
first one. Okay, cool. Amazing.
Oh, that's actually a 1, right? I can reroll that one actually. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, that's a 1. Actually, yeah, you can reroll once on melee damage,
That's better.
weapon damage.
Ooh,
wow,
that's
nice,
an
man.
extra
That's a good
7.
reroll. That's an extra 7. That's a good reroll. Yeah.
So if it's 21.
Yeah. Wow, cool. You see, that's what I was saying. I'm joking.
I was like,
Almost.
I don't know.
And I assume as you hit it, is that the one that stopped the movement? I'm always confused.
Well,
with
there's
it.
2 things that's going to happen. First thing, yes, Sentinel will trigger, and that means his
Okay.
movement becomes 0, and the Slasher also triggers. So when I hit a critical hit with this on this creature, until the start of my next turn, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls
Against you,
against
I
anyone.
assume. Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
he's badly hurt.
That's amazing. Cool. All right.
That's my
So,
that's my
But he
range.
cannot
Okay.
move unless he has
Yeah.
reach.
yeah. Unfortunately for you guys, he does have reach only with his bone shard attack. So he will try to do that and hit you from afar, Cabal. At disadvantage. Because he can only reach you, I think. Actually, is Saphira within 10 feet as well? No, she's not. Just check.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is too, yeah. So she will do one attack against each of you. So, well, luckily, he's got disadvantage. So that will be... and I think that's not going to hit you, actually. Your AC is 21 now, right? Cabal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he will miss you on the first attack, and then he will try to do the same towards you, Saphira, also at disadvantage. Oh,
Let's
fucking
go.
hell. I'm rolling so many natural 20s, man. Damn it, it's a disadvantage. So that will be 15 to hit Saphira.
Yep, hits.
She's in
Okay,
crocodile
so
form.
it
What's your AC
hits
as a
your
crocodile?
crocodile.
14?
14, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, make a note of that. So 14 crocodile. I see. Okay. Yeah, so that will hit you, and as it hits you, 19 points of mixed necrotic and slashing. Please make a concentration check for your entangle.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Fucking there's so many
You
natural
don't even,
20s.
you didn't even
Look, it's
need the
like
advantage.
1, 2, 3, 4. There is like just 4. There. Everyone is rolling natural 20s. Come on, Sway. It's your turn next. All right. And that will be the end of that creature. After you is you, Saphira, and then another creature, and then Bloodwig.
Let's go.
Right.
Bite.
Okay. I will move here, and I will bite this one.
Oh,
I think you're actually bigger, you're 3x3.
Oh, really? It's a giant crocodile 3x3.
Yeah, but still, you can still go through, but it's just bigger.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the right size, yeah? Fucking hell.
Ooh.
Wow, that's huge. Saphira's moving her tail. Is like breaking all these bones, like all these cracking bones everywhere. Amazing.
Okay,
Wow.
so I will bite +8.
Okay. So you wanna attack that one? You're aware that if you attack the other one, it seems to be easier to hit, but up to you.
Yeah.
Because you will have advantage on the one that is restrained. So this
Does
one is not
14 hit?
restrained. Yeah, and this one is the restrained one, the
Yep.
lower one. Okay, so
Does
you attack
14
him.
hit this one?
Okay, So you want to hit the other one, yeah? Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
14.
So that will be 14. Unfortunately, 14 will not be enough.
Okay,
So
I will use my inspiration.
Okay, amazing. So roll again, mom. Miss.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, 27. That definitely hits.
Okay, 3d10 plus 5 piercing damage.
Wow. Fucking hell. Nice.
And
So that'll be 22 average, actually. Fucking hell.
so that's 17 points of piercing damage, and he is grappled. He needs to. The DC of escape is 16.
Straight.
On your turn,
Oh,
if you want
wow.
to escape.
Okay, that's amazing. So as you hit it, it just becomes grapple around your tail as well. Wow, that's
I
fucking
did.
nice.
No, with my bite, I hold him in my mouth.
Okay. Oh, wow. Grappled and restrained. Okay, thank you, Martin.
Whoa.
Fuck. All right, so let's put another sign there just to make sure. Otherwise, I will forget.
He's resnailed.
Yeah, restrained. Fuck hell, he's fucked up. That's what he is. All right, so both of them are pretty fucked. I'm moving. All of them are stuck in place, including you guys. All right.
And I'm
Anything
not
else?
done yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
With my second attack, I'm gonna use my tail to attack this one that's already restrained.
Oh wow, that's the giant crocodile has 2 attacks as well. Damn you. Damn. Okay, go ahead.
With advantage.
Okay, that's awesome.
Woo!
Oh.
Wow! Damn it! Tonight, the night of the natural 20s. Fucking
So
hell.
that's 2d8 plus 5 bludgeoning the damage.
Wow, that's fucking cool.
2d8, 16, 21.
21. Yep, 21 points of damage. Okay, the creature is looking really wounded.
That's insane.
Okay. All right. So 21 points of damage. Let me just mark it off. As you hit the creature with this damage, you realize with your experience that this one is not gonna make it through. How would you like to kill it, Saphira?
So I'm imagining the crocodile's tail just swishing towards. Cabal sees it, jumps over it in his snake form, and it hits the restrained skeleton and just like smashes it to pieces.
Wow, yeah. All these bones shards start flying everywhere.
Yep.
Fall.
Oh,
Cool. Amazing. All right, and that's Saphira done, right? Okay, that was a very good turn, and that creature is out of initiative. So it's you now, Bloodwick.
Oh.
You are restrained. I mean, you are paralyzed by this horrible cackle. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw at advantage.
Yeah.
There we
Wow! Of course, it's a natural 20. This is like a fucking roll 20. It's crazy. Nice. It's Christmas in roll 20. Natural 20. You are out of it at the end of your turn. You don't have an attack, but if you want to move, I'll give.
No, I'll just stay where I am.
Okay, awesome. All right, and then after that will be Real, and then it's Cabal after you.
I'm just going to shoot the one that's restrained with a firebolt.
All right, awesome. Go ahead.
So that will be 22 fire damage.
Wow, okay, so 22 points of fire damage. And next to you, Saphira, all these flames engulf this creature. And as the pieces of flesh that he had left on these bones, they just start to burn, and it smells like horrendous, like an old carcass. All right, and that's Real done.
Yeah, that's all.
All right.
I'm still making faces at the guys like.
Yeah, they are very traumatized by your wall of force. They just keep banging it completely and not understanding what's happening to them. All right, now is Cobral. Wow, that's a nice Cabral. It sounds like a cheese, actually. That's a cheese in Spanish. Cabrales. No, sorry. Cobral. Yeah, alright, go ahead.
As Real fires the fireball, Cabal's going to kind of lick some of his blood, and he's going to spit towards the air. And as the blood gets ignited, he's going to kind of coalesce it against his spear. And I'm going to change my right to the right of fire. So I will take another D8 point of damage as my bonus action.
Okay.
Oh god, that hurt.
Wow. It's not the same. Everybody's rolling 2 on everything, so yeah.
And I will
Damn it.
go ahead and attack him now with my emblazed glaive.
Okay.
Or spear.
Alright. Awesome.
Alright, just quickly do that, do that. Right off the fire. Boop. And I have advantage against this guy. First attack. That's 23 to hit.
Yeah, 23 definitely hits.
That's 8 fire, 6. 8 slashing, 6 fire. So the total is 14.
Alright. Okay. He is starting to look more and more wounded. At this point, he's got less than half of his. You see, he's got no blood, but all his bones are cracked in all these unusual places, and you can see that he's not gonna hold his form much longer.
Second
Go
attack.
ahead.
That's 18.
Yeah, that also hits.
15 points of fire damage. I mean, 15
Wow.
points of
Okay.
damage.
All right. Amazing. Okay. Looking more and more cracked everywhere, but he's still standing.
And that's my turn.
He's cancelling that sound. I don't know why. All right, and that will be your turn. Top of the round. It will be the creature inside. He starts to move, and he will try to recharge his cackling laugh. Oh, okay. Let me just check if it's a 5 or a 6 or both. Yep, 5 and a 6. Real. Make a wisdom saving throw, sir, at advantage. The same with, let me see, yeah. Thank you, Real. I think it doesn't get, only Bloodwick, yeah? Yeah? Okay, so yeah, just you and Bloodwick, right? Yeah, because Sway is already under the effect, so he doesn't get affected again. So yeah, Bloodwick made as well at advantage also, because the wall. Okay, Bloodwick that just got out of it is still the same again. He just gets frozen, and you are fine, Real. You are not affected by it. You have advantage anyway on wisdom saves, but yeah. And that will be the end of this creature's turn as he starts cackling, and he kind of gets muffled by the wall.
I point at my ears like, I can't hear you. No, what? What is it?
Yeah. All right. Awesome. The other one he cannot do anything. So I will try to do another cackle roll. Yeah. Okay. Fucking hell. At least they're rolling the cackle rolls. So Real, you are the only one left. Make a wisdom
Alright.
saving throw at advantage as he starts. That's all they can do.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it. What is it? What?
Fucking hell, guys. You fucking awesome. That's fucking amazing. Alright, and Real is not unaffected. You see this new demeanor on shadow of the figure with the crown behind him. And yeah, he's definitely successful. That will be the end of these two. Sway.
Yeah.
Just because the creatures that are affecting you are behind the wall and stuff, and you being under the effect, he was the one who died. I'll give you advantage on this roll. So go ahead, make a wisdom saving throw at advantage. And don't tell anyone I give you the advantage. Wow, you didn't even need advantage. Yeah, you did. I think today we've beat the record ever that I've seen in Roll20 of natural 20s. Okay,
Do you know
that's
why? Because Neil isn't here.
Oh wow.
Wow. He must be having some amazing wings somewhere in Texas, like crispy chicken wings. I hope you're having a good time, Neil. And you are lucky that you're not here. All right, otherwise you will be fucked as well. Okay, so Sway, at the end of your turn, you break the effect and you are free. However, you can move if you want, but that's all you could do at this turn. Well, you
No, I
have to
just
move.
stay there.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay. Okay. So that will be it. So then the next creature will be this one here. So he is restrained. So he will look at who is doing more damage. At the moment, he's taken by the tail of this crocodile. So he will try to attack you at disadvantage. Saphira's crocodile. Okay, so that will be no, the first attack will miss you. Second attack. Ooh, okay, I think this one will hit you with an 18.
Yes.
All right, and as he hits you, he will be using his claw. And you see all these very sharp bones cut into your flesh, and as he does, all this necrotic blackened energy comes out of it, and you take 23 points of damage with the claw. All right, make a concentration check, please. Once more.
What?
Wow, fucking hell! I think you should say a special thanks for Natural 20 for f***ing about Minecraft. Thank you guys, amazing, nice. All right, and you are 100% concentrating, and that will be the end of the creature. It's your turn after it, and then it's Bloodwick, who is again stunned. So go ahead, Saphira.
Chew it up. Death roll.
So it says if I bite, if I have a target grappled in my mouth, I can't do another bite attack. Can I bite? Sorry. So it says you cannot bite another target, but doesn't mean I can chew on him while he's in my mouth and attack him again.
I mean, you have advantage anyway, so you can just attack that one.
You don't have to release him. He says another target. So the same target is still in your mouth,
so the
right?
same target is okay.
The only problem is
Okay.
that you won't be able to hit him with your tail because he's grappled by you. But otherwise,
Yeah.
you can do the bite
Okay.
without
So I'll do the
advantage.
bite.
That's why. Why am I? Damn it! I'm checking the stats of the normal crocodile, not the giant one. Damn it! I was thinking I'm just rolling with this, but I was thinking, this is a bit crazy.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, of course, this one is much higher. Damn it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Damn. All right, go ahead, crocodile. So that will be you roll.
22. 3.
Wow. Awesome.
Okay, rolling damage now.
Okay.
25 points of damage.
Wow, okay. 25 points of damage. Okay, as you hit it, you see that the creature is nearly dead, still holding with a couple of hit points left. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, that's me.
All right. Okay, and after you will be Bloodwick. At the end of your turn, make another wisdom saving throw at advantage.
Yeah, he's good.
Wow, okay, you are out of it. You can move if you want.
Just move.
Nah, I'll stay where I am.
All right, awesome. Okay, and Real, you are next. At the beginning of your turn, Real, as you are staring and mocking these creatures, make a perception check. As you see for a second, there is a glint of something. that
Oh
shines.
no!
The sword.
Oh, I don't see it. It's fine. I don't see anything. It's fine.
With a 10, it's enough. You see for a
Oh, no.
second that something that looks like a bone is actually something that looks to look like a broken sword. It's only a hilt of a sword. Kind of metallic and shiny, and is actually encased on his ribcage of the creature that you are right in front of,
What this
behind the wall.
one? Okay. I say, oh guys, I think I found the sword, and I will.
But it's broken though, so you think to yourself, is that broken sword the one we're looking for?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to. Anyway, I'm going to hit that one with a firebolt.
All right, awesome.
Meanwhile,
Yoga of
Okay.
fire.
Okay, so go ahead. You have advantage.
ooh, I'm not sure. Do I hit him? 16?
Yeah, with a 6. Oh, actually, no. 16
Yeah,
is
yeah.
actually no. It does not hit him, but you get a little voice in your head saying, "I'll help you. Come on. We cannot miss it. He's nearly dying."
I didn't want to use this, but sure. You can only do it once per short rest, right?
Only is one per short rest to use the for
When
the
I'm
death
unconscious,
saves. Yeah,
okay.
but this one is as many times as you have hit die. So yeah, as you hit it with this damage, the creature is nearly dead. How would you like to kill it?
And you hear. He's trying to hold it, but he just laughed like, and there is a very strange. Usually, Rail's fire is kind of green tinged, but this one is definitely red.
Oh wow!
Red,
Amazing.
very very red, and it's like almost like blood, but not quite. And
Yeah.
it just consumes it from the bottom, and it just ashes left behind.
Saphira, make an ash check as all this ash goes everywhere. Actually, you cannot avoid it. Both of you, Saphira and Kaval, just covered in ash, like you've been thrown an ash bucket on you. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. And it's your turn, Kaval. Everything seems to be quiet for a second.
Oh my god. Don't really. Nope, can't do anything. Okay, I'll go down.
Make
to
a perception check.
Perception checking. Alright. 1 second. Straight roll. Perception coming up. That's a 18.
Okay, with an 18, you realize that on the pile one of those piles of bones that you're nearby, you seem to see like a glint of something that looks to be like a broken sword. Only the hilt of it, and it's just behind Saphira.
I believe I found the sword, and I'll go past Saphira and walk up and pick it up.
Alright, and let's do something actually, just for fun, because I don't want to be an asshole. Real and Cabal, you both roll a d20. Whoever rolls higher, that will be where the sword is. Either your one, if you roll higher, Cabal, that will be yours. If you roll higher, Real, that will be the real one.
Oh no.
So I'll leave you
Cabal,
to the dice. to
roll
decide.
higher, please. I don't want to fight this guy.
I think that's fun.
Oh yeah, it's yours.
As you hold it, Cabal, is a hilt of a sword, and it's beautiful. But it's missing the blade.
It's the sword. I throw it away. No, I'm joking. I will. I'll put it in my bag for now.
Okay, and you see that happening, Rail, and you are thinking, oh, but the sword is there inside his ribcage.
I tell guys, come look at see. Isn't that thing inside this ribcage like a sword?
Okay, I will.
For now, let's say that you are out of initiative, because how long does your wall of force last? 10 minutes, right?
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay, so let's say that you are an initiative, so a minute pass, and Sway and Bloodwick, you are out of the stand, you are okay, both of you, kind of slowly can return.
I will.
And you can speak if you guys want.
Saphira, come here as well.
Oh no! Wow! I'm so afraid of these two guys. They're both like.
No, I'm gonna chase you everywhere.
No! Stop it!
I'm going to look at the sword in the body of this creature and pull out the one that I found. Is there any difference?
They look identical.
Real, you need to see if this is the sword that we need or the one that is stuck in that corpse.
Okay, I have identify. I'll use the sword version.
Okay.
Can I check just for fun with the moral compass to see if there's anything good in here? Like maybe
Okay.
that will point us to the right sword. I don't know if this is good.
Yeah, as you open this little compass and you point it, straight away it goes all around and turns towards the sword blade, the hilt of the sword.
Which one?
Which one?
The one that you have, Cabal. Actually, it's the same direction, so so it points down
Cabal,
towards Cabal. That is down. Yeah.
Move to your left.
My left? Okay.
No, stage left. Stage. Okay.
All right. As Cabal is moving, the compass keeps moving and following Cabal.
Yeah, I think you have
looking
it.
At him, it seems hard to believe that this creature, as evil as he looks, is actually
Yeah, he's not
being
good.
guided.
He's just carrying the good sword. The sword is good.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. Let's go.
Okay.
Yep. Wait,
Amazing.
where are you going?
We're leaving. I had a question actually.
Uh-huh.
You know the spear, right? It says I can cast enlarge. Is it only on myself, or can I cast it on other people too?
I mean, if he doesn't specify, I will let you cast it on other people, as long as he doesn't.
All right, not now though.
Oh no, I'm going to have nightmares about an enlarged cabal.
No, I'll point towards Saphira in a crocodile form.
I'm gonna go after real.
No, what's wrong with this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, okay.
You feel real that since your new friend is there, you managed to. You're doing better with scale phobia, but you're still going, and it's your friends.
Is the door
yeah,
open?
it's just.
Can we leave?
Yeah, the door is open.
I'm gonna
The
drop
only
one
problem
sleep.
is that Saphira won't fit. Yeah.
I'll just stay here.
Oh no, but in 10 minutes you're going to have company.
True.
Okay. And as
We can have a
you-
short rest. You'll get them back.
How do I make myself small?
I have to do it for you. Sorry, my apologies. I should have thought of that. I was thinking that you could do it too. All right. So let me. You're very small, Quinita. Yep. Cool. There you are. Okay.
Nice, let's go.
And, and as you leave, you hear
Oh no.
some sound coming from one of the rooms.
What do we hear?
Basilka! And you see Cyrus Bellevue.
I'm
What
going
have
to
you
kill
done?
him. Where is he?
You-
I'll firebolt.
Yeah, so I'm just putting him. Basilka! I said you! What are you? And I think as this happens, it's a good place for us to maybe finish for tonight. Cyrus Bellevue is looking at you and kind of like, oh wow, Unreal just throws a fire on him. I think it will be a good place if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I can't believe this prick. Basically, we gave him a gift. We went, he said, oh, this is from your cousin or whatever. And he turned against us. He needs to die.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
an ungrateful
hopefully
person.
something for you to discuss next week. Thank you guys. That was
He's gonna die.
yeah, you can kill him. That's okay with me. Yeah. I'll play Challenger Accepted for no reason.
Oh no.
I think we played very
So-
well there. I think there was.
Yeah,
That was,
Okay.
yeah, I think that we could use the room for advantage.
Yeah, that was amazing. I planned that to be as fucked up as it was, but you guys work as an amazing team, so I think you made it easy. roll 20 was on everyone's side. That is quite unusual. So yeah. So you see, you will have level up anyway today because then you find the sword. So it kind of makes sense that you level up. So you're already there. I'll give it for free. That is very unusual that this sword doesn't have a blade, and even though Martin knows why, let's say, Real is not sure why, and he will be a bit weird for you, Real, to think, oh dear.
I mean,
the
I'll
sword is
identify it
broken.
once we get back, I guess, and maybe he'll tell me what to do.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So yeah, I'll just give it for free. I won't tell you what it does because I'm gonna slightly change it to make it a little bit stronger because I don't think it's really that strong, this weapon. I think it should be a little bit more. So I will change it slightly, but yeah, you will realize as you identify it, the blade will come up when it's ready, perhaps. The right person is using it. All right. And yeah, and thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. That was really amazing. Thank you to our amazing players. Thank you, guys. That was a really cool session. And yeah, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you to Darren Curtis for his awesome music, and to James Webster for the art that we have seen displayed in our episode as well, in the intro and stuff. And I'm sure I missed a couple of rooms, so I will be getting that ready for next week to show you more awesome art. And until then, I will catch up on Tuesday otherwise, where we have our Candlekeep Mysteries game, the Seal Purchase of Burglars, where Mo and I are together, as was mentioned. So yeah, we look forward to see you there. Otherwise, have a great week. The best. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Oh, good night.